trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not going to make it, then you got to get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Well, good evening to Bill. Good afternoon, Bill. Well, you had a stinker in that last match, Bill. Probably the worst break average you had in that whole tournament. I think you must have had in all your breaks, maybe be lucky if you get 2 balls in all those breaks. And that was the main thing that let you down. You should have won that first rack. And then from there it didn't get any better. That's what happens. You have a stinker of a night in the break. It doesn't help your game in this tournament, this 10-ball tournament. Welcome to Stub. Well, we're here on VP4 TV for the hot seat match tonight. We're going to warm that up with coverage of a match. We'll certainly get one match in. We'll get some of another one because this match we're waiting on, the hot seat match between Albinario from Sweden, Stubb, who's from the USA, although he denies it, but he is. And that race to 17 in the 10-ball World Championships will start at the top of the hour, 8 p.m, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Mountain Time, and noon Pacific Time. And we'll be there for that. So in the meantime, we're just getting ready for Friday Night 9-ball. Again, the good news is Friday Night 9-ball is full, 16 in. So the bracket is already up. We'll have a quick look at that because I've not had a look at it. And we'll see that Larry has got Christian. So Christian will be getting 5 and out probably against Larry. So that's, again, very dangerous for Larry. Stefan plays John Boo. Bambo plays Tommy. LS3 plays Bedhead. Well, there's the match to watch. Chimpy plays Spectre Dawn. There's another match to watch. We might have to toss a coin for this. We've got Jez Dev against Travelling TT. Bankster against that guy with the funny name, FTD, and Preacher against ZZ Brackets, Sylvia. So that's due to go ahead in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Now, Bill, if Bill's still here, yeah, your break was. Your break average was one of the top, if not the top, during the whole tournament. I've got a question for you, Bill. You might have been online here earlier on today when I was at work. Has anybody seen Albinario today? Do we know if he's been in? Because it'd be an interesting thing if he hasn't been in. At least interesting for me. I'm trying to read between the lines because, as we know, well, some of us might know, some of us might not, but when Albinario was up against Spectre Dawn, it was clear to me that, again, reading between the lines and interpreting it in one way, Albinario was... when I came home last week, on the day of Albinario's match with Spectre Dawn, Albinario was in the morning. He was in for a few hours and he was locked in a room practicing on his own. And then if you remember, before the match started. He arrived half an hour before the match started and got another half an hour's practice. So clearly from that interpretation, Albinario was taking Spectre Dawn's challenge quite seriously last week. And he put in the time to give himself the best chance of getting off and running as soon as the match started, by having that plenty of practice. Now, if he hasn't been in today, which he certainly hasn't been in any time I've been here, and I've been here for quite a while on and off looking in, it's interesting to see that he hasn't been here. My question then is he taking Stubb too lightly? Because as you guys know, I've always said that this type of tournament, whether it be 9-ball or 10-ball, is always going to be Stubb's best chance of doing well in this tournament. Well, he's done well so far, but he's had the easier part of the draw for the most part. This is his big stumbling block tonight against Albinario. But has Albinario dismissed Stubb? And is Stubb going to catch him out? Well, Stubb knows he has to play solid. He can't play stupid. He can't be taking too many risks, but he will attack. We know how that can pan out. It can be good, bad or ugly, but I've been impressed with Stubb in his last match, and he's going to have to be as good, if not better, and consistent all the way through this, as has Albinario. But if Albinario gets behind, then Stubb is a pretty good front runner. He doesn't flinch, but he will be going for shots, which we've seen how that let Barker's back in it. I don't think he'd risk taking that type of risk against Albinario, but that'll all pan out. Welcome to Chico. Welcome to Tommy. Welcome to Semi-Pro. So that's basically where we stand. If it goes according to the book, Albinario will win. Whether he'll win comfortably, I don't know. That will remain to be seen. So this Friday night 9-ball, I don't know what Chase One Around was going on about for the 3-ball tournament. The bloody 3-ball tournament's there. He was going on and on in the lobby there about we're not having a 3-ball tournament, and the 3-ball tournament's there. So unless somebody set one, which is strange. But anyway, we are about 2 minutes away. Right, we've got 2 matches, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys to choose what one we're going to watch, because we're going to start with Friday night 9-ball. We've got Tommy. Sorry, not Tommy. What was the one I was looking at? We've got LS3 against Bedhead, and we've got Chimpy against Spectre Dawn. So rather than me just jumping in and saying we'll go for that one, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to make your choice. Welcome to Spectre. So that's 2 good first round matches on Friday night 9-ball. I want to watch one of them, but I'll watch the one that you guys choose. So Chico's going for LS3. The rooms are up, so we're about to go into whatever one it's going to be. We need more choices here, because if that's the case and there's just the one choice for LS3, then that's the one we're going to go into. What the hell happened there? Why did that move? Why did that jump around here? I don't know how that happened. Anyway. Right, so none of you are interested. Cheeky Chico's decided it's going to be LS3. And that's the one we're going to go with. lag for the break. And LS3 is on the right there as we look. That's a pretty good lag to me. Excellent lag. There's no way Bedhead was beating that. So this is a handicap tournament, of course, and LS3 is getting a very generous 5-ball, and she's got to make the most of that. The first problem is she's slightly hampered by the 5. I don't know what the angle's like in the 2. It doesn't look great, and she's got to get up the table. She got far enough. Oh, she just got far enough. Well, Steve said he was going to join us. I presume he's not joining us right now. I've got Discord up and running, but I'm not in Discord. I would assume that he's going to drop in nearer the start time of the match. So, as I say, we'll stick with this. And, well, LS3 had a chance. And it's looking very likely that Bedhead is going to pinch the rack. I don't know what. I mean, he could just go through and leave a long 8-ball. Does he want to risk trying to do an awful lot with the cue ball to get better on the 8, or does he want to just leave it long? Yeah, he's just decided he's going to leave it long. Looks as if he's got slightly. Well, he's got an angle to get to the rail and come out, but he's going to end up coming out further up the table. So Bedhead gets the first one on the board, but as I said, you know, LS3, she's good enough. And getting that 5-ball is a very generous target for her, but she didn't get the job done in the first rack, and that's what you have to do at this level. When the handicap is so generous, you've got to be good enough to get to that 5-ball. Bedhead's come up dry, and having said that, LS3 is going to have pushed it out here because the 4-ball's dead. And I think, well, it looked as if she tried to break the 4, but she probably tried to break the 2 and missed it. And also missed a pot because of it. So this rack's not going to be resolved too quickly. There might be a bit of ducking and diving going on here. 2 balls blocked. Looking at the 2, well, you're not going to pot that by trying to cheat the pocket either, I don't think. What's he trying to do? He's trying to play the combo. Brave shot. But of course he had that safety net again in the back of his mind. The 4-ball being so awkward where it is. Now, the one thing that Bedhead obviously has to be aware of is that if LS3 doesn't try anything crazy here, she can certainly lock Bedhead up behind that 9 ball. If she can get good on the 4, it's not worthwhile, I think, trying to do anything elaborate to try and break the 4 out. Well, she's tried a lot of draw and a lot of bottom and left English to kick that cue ball across. And now she's left herself really in trouble. She's right over the 5. Got a dodgy attempt at a safety in the 4. When should have been better to just pot that 3 and get good in the 4 so she could have made an easy save. And now this isn't quite so easy at distance. And there you go. There's, I think she might be lucky, but she's going to be in the wrong end of the shitty stick here, as they say, because this is crying out to be nailed to the 9. And LS3 again. The only questionable thing there was a shot choice. Take your medicine, pot the 3, get good in the 4, and Bedhead should have been nailed rather than herself. And what's more, if she hits this 4 ball anyway, she's going to break out the 7. Well, that's an excellent shot.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
If we can get it to work. I think the replay's buggered now. There you go. Replay's gone. Hang on to have a look at this and see what the hell's going on here. Just a minute, guys. I told you this wasn't working properly. Let me try this. Right, let's try that again. Right, we'll watch another shot if I can remember how to get back to the screen, and we'll see if the replay will function. I think I might have. I think I might just have XSplit overloaded here. That's maybe what's causing it. Good evening to Cobra. I still don't get it why there is a handicap by getting 5. Getting a 5 ball? Well, I think the most obvious explanation for that is Bedhead's at 2,436 and LS3's at 2,132. Now, you all know my opinion on it. You know, I've said that to Steve that, you know, LS3's over 2,100. And at this level, it should be scratch. It's just crazy having a 5 ball when you get 2,000 odd rated players playing each other. It's silly. This 5 ball looks tight to this rail, by the way. It looks really tight. Well, it's off the rail, but it's dodgy at distance. But in it goes. Yeah, that's exactly the point, Tommy. It's crazy. So, LS3's redeemed herself. She's got herself back on par. But again, the dry breaks are flowing. The 1 ball is on. And again, at this level, with this table, Bedhead should expect to be out. Because all the balls are on. It's just about moving the cue ball. Well, he used all of the pocket there. Big cheat in the rail there. And now he's got a nice little gap between that 4 and 8 ball. So this is just a delicately controlled shot. Doesn't want the cue ball to run too far left. Well, he's running around the angles and getting into the space. He's confident enough to play that. Now the question is, with the angle he's got now, he's going to bump the 9 in the rail. So he has to take evasive manoeuvres, but he's also got to think about how good a shot he's going to have in the 4. and the 4's blocked by the 7 into the left. I mean, he could bump the 9 and probably play a 4-8, 4-7 combo into the side. It might be just... well, no, he's actually missed the 9, which is handy. That will do. Now, what's he done here? I'll tell you what he's done. He's got himself hooked out of the jump stick. Got to try and keep this cue ball and object ball on the table, though. Oh, he's played that well. Let's see if that works.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Nope, the replay's gubbed now. Hang on. Right, I don't know what the hell's up with the replay. The replay doesn't seem to want to function. Wait a minute, I've just realised. Hang on. I think I realised what it is. Right, I'll be tabbing out for another minute here. I think I know how to fix this. Hold on. You're going to lose, you're going to get a frozen picture here for a minute or two. Hang on.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Right, apologies, guys. It's a long story, but I know what was wrong. When I initially set up Restream with XSplit, I set it up manually, and then during the week there, XSplit has a built-in connection to Restream, so I cancelled my original manual setup of Restream and connected it via the Restream app that's built into XSplit. But what I forgot to do was to change where I'm sending the signal to for the replay. I was sending it to YouTube and Twitch, but now it's going via Restream through the Restream app, and it should be fixed, so I'm going to test it in a minute. It should be working okay. Anyway, Bedhead's 2-1 up in the meantime, and he should be 3-1 up. Welcome to Vertical Liquid. Welcome to Blind Hog. Let's check that.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
There you go. All fixed and working now. So, Bedhead with a 3 racks to 1 lead. Eight balls tracking. And it stays out. Now, did something else go in? No, it didn't. So now, LS3 has a great opportunity here. Now, let's have a look at the 4 ball, because that's the one that's going to clinch it. And she can get good in the 3, drop down onto the 4, and she should be out. But having said that, let's have a look. Well, she's got a straight in 2 ball, needs that angle in the 3, needs to stop about there. And that's just enough. Can use a wee tiny bit of right just to come off the rail and out. And bump the 7 out of the way, and then the 5 to get back to within 1. Didn't even need to bump the 7. But that landed perfectly there for LS3. Now, I'll ask anybody else who's joined us since we started that my question to Bill earlier on was if Bill had been on during the day at any time and had saw Albinario in the lobby. Because since I got home, I've been in and out the lobby most of the day. But I have not seen Albinario in the lobby at all today. And I was talking about how much time he put in last week before his match with Spectre Dawn, and I'm just wondering whether he doesn't see Stubb as that much of a threat, whether he's taking him too lightly. Well, Bedhead has to avoid the 6 ball, I think. I don't know whether he can, though. The angle he's got in the 1's a bit, well, he's digging in. He's trying to avoid the 6. He's bumped it, but he's still got a shot where he's going to have to travel up and down the table. And he might finish over by the 8 ball here. He's got to get the pace in this. He needs loads of pace to get this moving. It needs to miss the 4. And he's done for. Yeah, he had to slam that as hard as he could to try and get it tighter around that angle to miss the 4. But LS3 having to kick. Oh, now. That was hugging the rail. And there is barely anything in that 3 ball showing. Now, by the way, guys, a quick question and a bit of feedback. What quality is the stream like? Is it good quality? Is it choppy? Is it blocky? Let me know. Because as I said, I've been messing around with XSplit for most of the week, trying to put things right, trying to work out what the issues are. So I uninstalled it all and reinstalled it all. The good thing about uninstalling XSplit is you can save your presentation, so you don't have to do every scene that you've got built into XSplit. That's all saved, so it looks reasonable enough in YouTube. That's good. I don't think we haven't seen a result coming through yet, have we? Have we had any results come through? I don't think there's any quick matches yet. Plus the fact all of the matches must have started, so at least I think everybody showed up, because we haven't had a forfeit. I don't think either. So we're now back all square. And once again, LS3's break is dry. The one ball will squeeze past the 3. It's very tight, but you can certainly use all of the pocket. And he'd been lucky not. Well, he's run it into the 3. It was tight. So LS3 has got a chance. And again, for a 2,100 odd player, you've got to be getting to the 5 ball from here. Now that's just gone to the little tricky angle where you've got to watch how you get out of here. You're probably playing this with right English to check the rail, but that can affect the pot, and it needs to have legs. I think she's fine. Oh, just a quick update for the leagues tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is week number 9. My team was already chosen. The team hasn't been changed, but it will be changed because Tam messaged me earlier that he can't make it tomorrow night, so he's going to be swapped over by Steve-O. Steve was going to fill his spot. I'll change that probably tomorrow. But Steve already knows that he's now going to be filling that spot tomorrow. So LS3's found herself in the lead. Now again, with this one, I think you've got to stun onto the rail with a bit of spin to try and get out for this 3 ball. There's going to be a bank, I think. Got to miss the 7. Again, a dodgy shot in the 3 ball. Cue balls heading up the table. No matter what side you cut this from. Yeah, that was a big ask. Well, there's the first result through. Larry has beaten Christian by 7 racks to 2. So Larry dealing with the handicap in that one. Oh, did you enter the league, Cobra? There's a turn up for the books. So bedhead. The 6 ball goes past the 8, I'm pretty certain. Yes, it does. So bedhead should be out. He's got a nice angle on the 5 to go forward. Just come back up nicely into the table. He might have a bit too much angle, as a matter of fact. Yeah, he's fine. No, I'm not playing. I'm going to play as least as I can because I don't get the practice and I don't have the time to do it either. And I'm too tired. How many more excuses do you want? I think the main one is I'm too tired half the time. In fact, too tired and retired would be the best way of describing it. Well, where's the cue ball? He's got to get across, and he has done. So bedhead, very quickly. I think this is a... Was it a breaking run? No, it can't be a breaking run. It was LS3 that broke. And now I can't even remember whether she broke dry or not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's 4 racks all. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A ball has gone in. 6 ball has gone. How tight is this? Well, another bank, I think. And again, he's played that totally dead weight, perfect. Another result has come through. Bambo has beaten Tommy, so obviously Tommy was getting stung there with a big handicap. Bambo has beaten Tommy by 7 racks to 4. Either that or Tommy wants out the tournament quickly so he can watch the Stub Albinario match. Maybe that was a tactic. We'll leave that for Tommy to explain. But bedhead's looking like he's going back into the lead here. So 5-4 with the break. And my cricket's disappeared now. Okay, Chico, see you later. I don't know when he said that. Well, Albinario has arrived online, so he's arrived same time as last week. So he's going to get half an hour's practice in. Meanwhile, LS3 with a 5 ball over the side pocket. The 6 ball, of course, not required. This is going to be a very quick response from LS3. Oh, got to get the 4 ball to the hole. Got to get it to the hole. Oh, I think I'd be making sure I hit it a bit harder than that, because you're never going to miss the 5 ball. Yeah, my cricket wasn't working for the full duration though. So, LS3's break dry again. Another result has come through, and Chimpy has taken out Spectre Dawn in a final rack decider in that first round match. Chimpy wins by 7 racks to 6. Spectre Dawn, well used to it in terms of battling all the way through the one-loss side, so he's going to have to start from scratch tonight. Another result through. FTW has beaten Bankster by 7 racks to 3. So the results are coming in, and this match is far from decided. But Bedhead, pretty certain, is going to head to the hill in a minute or two. I've already started yawning. I hope I get a second wind. So just a formality of getting nicely on the 8 ball. Another result through. Stefan has beaten John Boo by 7 racks to 5. So this might be one of the last of the first round matches to be completed. Now can LS3 take this all the way? Well, the 3 ball has gone in, and Bedhead can't get to the 1, and can't, well, he can jump to get to the 1, but he can't pot the 1. Let's be honest, I don't think he's doing anything like that, so he's just looking to push somewhere. Well, I think considering where the cue ball is, LS3's in a bit of a dilemma here whether to actually play or put Bedhead back in. Because it's a bit delicate to come off that 1 ball and try and keep the cue ball safe and the 1. Yeah, we're another 25 minutes away. Another result has come through. Preacher has beaten ZZ by 7 racks to 5. And LS3 gave it some thought, but she didn't see that combo there by Bedhead. She put Bedhead back in. Well, he's saying it's sorry, so obviously he didn't plan on it, but he got lucky. I never even went down to look at that setup, but Bedhead didn't either, but he played the shot and the 5 ball went in. Now it's a reverse bank into the left side pocket if he wants to take it on. Just deciding it was easier to play a half decent safety, and that will fit the bill as far as that goes. Not a difficult hit though, but difficult to know where this one ball's going to go. Well, the cue ball spun off the 9 onto the rail, checked up, and has got Bedhead hooked. So of course now LS3's 5 ball has gone. So she will have to run them all out to win the rack if she gets an opportunity here. Well, that was a good attempt there by Bedhead. The jump bank, and LS3 is going to have to play a bank as well. Now, no problem getting in the 2. You just need to stay in the open table. You're on the 2. It just doesn't look as if she's got the right line here. That's a bit better. In fact, it's still not good. Now she has to hope she gets lucky again. I don't think so this time. And that will probably be LS3 having played her last shot in this match. Welcome to Happy Dolo. 17-10 to Albi. I think I'd be giving Stubb a few more racks than that. Well, you never know though. It could be that score either way. There's just no knowing what this break's going to do. So we are, well, 21 minutes away. Well, this is a tricky one. Look where the 7 is. Now he doesn't want to try. He can pinch a wee bit of this pocket here. He's just going to play it long rather than doing anything crazy. Well, that's going to the rail far too soon, but it's gone in. It was only the pace that took that in. Big cheat in the pocket there. And now he should be home and dry. Well, welcome to Run Out Rob. So Bedhead goes through it by 7 racks to 5. LS3 heads over to the minefield. That is the one lost side. And I think that's probably all the matches done in the first round now. That one's the last to finish. A quick look and see how that shapes up the bracket. We've got Larry playing Stefan. Larry's given Stefan the 8 ball. And Larry's up 1-0. We've got Bedhead about to go through on the bracket now to play Vambo, and Bedhead's given 6 and out to Vambo. Oh no, there's one still not done. That match with Jez Dev and Travelling TT, it's still going on. But it looks like Jez Dev is the favourite there to go through. Chimpy's waiting on the winner of that one. And further down, we've got FTD, FTW playing Preacher. Right, in the one loss side, we've got Bankster against CZ. We've got Christian against John Boo underway. And LS3 and Tommy should be getting underway. I think we'll go in and watch that one on the one loss side. That's probably correct, semi-pro. It's whether Stubbs finally found common sense at this stage in the tournament. We'll need to see proof of that. You know, Stubbs' best form of defence in his mind is attack. You know, that's the one way he knows how to play, and that gives him his best chance, as I say, in this type of tournament. That's all he's got going for him. All the other, I mean, and I say he kicks well usually also, but it's the more intricate stuff that he's getting caught out with. But we'll see if he masters that tonight. Well, not heavily enough anyway. I mean, look at Barker's. Remember what happened with Stubb? He played a stupid shot when I said he shouldn't do it, and Stubb was like 3 or 4 racks in front. Barker's got it back to 7 racks all at that time. I mean, he could have ran away from Barker's if he just played sensible. But he played one, you know, he just stuck his neck out too far with one shot. And, you know, trying to win the match way too soon, in my opinion. But I think he should have learned enough not to try anything like that with Albinario. So meanwhile, we are underway in this one-loss side match between Tommy and LS3. Tommy from Germany, LS3 from the UK, and LS3 is getting the 8 ball. So not quite as generous this time, but it is only a race to 4 in the one-loss side. And Tommy having to jump and kick the 4. And he's not got a lucky roll. And LS3 needs to be careful of the 7 ball here. If she's going to stun the 4 in, she just needs to watch that 7 ball. And she's just nudged it. It's left this slightly awkward, but all you need to do is just a little roll through it, leave the 6 ball long. And also have a nice little angle like that in the 6 ball to get yourself out. Probably further up the table, but at least out onto the 7. Now she's let the cue ball leak away too far. It didn't need to go up that far. But now just a plain shot and don't hook yourself behind the 9, and you can do that. We just had, you know, I don't know even whether you need to put anything in the cue ball. Well, she's played that perfect. That's nice pace.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Well, that's I think Barker's biggest problem. If he has a problem, is I honestly don't think he plays an awful lot in the 9 ball table. He looks like the guy that if he can get a game of snooker, he'll play it sooner than he would play 9 or 10 ball. But what I think is noticeable is that Barker's does settle down. He's going to have to settle down fairly rapidly against Spectre Dawn, or Spectre Dawn might end up disappearing into the distance. But at the same time, if Spectre Dawn's leaving anything for Barker's has shown that he's well capable of taking racks out. But I think also the thing to bear in mind is, well, that's a poor one from Tommy. The thing to bear in mind is Barker's snooker brain kicks into action during no matter what game he's playing, and certainly his safety is something that he'll go for. But I think the problem is the touch on the safeties is maybe letting him down once or twice. He's not getting it as tight or getting it locked up as he might have been able to do had he been more comfortable with the table setup. So we are 12 minutes away. And Tommy's getting another bite at the cherry here. He should be all square. Quick tab out, hang on. Probably far too early. So Tommy's break looks dry again, and nothing on for LS3. Now this is a very difficult push to choose here. I mean, I suppose you could push. Let's have a look. You could push over to the 8 ball and leave the 1 ball shown, but you'd leave a cut that side, and if you got it wrong this side, you'd probably leave a cut the side. That's no good. See, that will leave a cut. The question is whether Tommy's up for it. I think he's got to. And the result through the 1 loss side, and Bankster has taken out ZZ 4 racks to 1. It was there wasn't a lot of places that you could put that cue ball where Tommy wasn't going to get some sort of shot one way or another, or put you back in. But LS3 just didn't get the cue ball through far enough to leave it more awkward, and probably end up playing it herself. Oh dear, Tommy's done it again. Another bad one from Tommy, and it's going to be a 5-9 combo. So she's got to stun the 3 in to hold for the 4, and then try and come back into the table. See, the angle and the force she's got is too thin. She can't hold for the straight line 5-10 combo with this shot, so she's got to trust her line and pace. Well, that's not going to work. Well, it'll work from the point of view that she's gone far enough to cut it into the opposite side. I'm not sure whether that's what she's played. We could give her the benefit of the doubt, but it's really awkward. And there is a chance this 9 could be billiarded in, but not if she's drawn off the 5. Yeah. But she might have got away with it. Welcome to Slim. Well, Albinario is going to get at least half an hour's practice when he came in at 7:30. Although he hasn't, as I said, put in quite as much attention as he did to Spectre Dawn last week. Another result in the 1 loss side. John Boo has taken out Christian by 4 racks to 3. And LS3 is going to have to work the cue ball a wee bit. She wants to come into the gap between the 9 and 8 and not do that. That is not the shot. Now, she needed a bit of English in that to get into that gap. That was a poor shot by LS3. Oh, she managed to squeeze and bump the 9 to get the 8 in. That will work. And Spectre Dawn has taken out Travelling TT by 4 racks to 0 on the 1 loss side. So results flying in, as are the balls in this break from LS3. But no shot in the 1. But she can duck for cover here as long as she banks that 1 ball past the 8 and heads up table. Didn't want to bank the 1 into the 8. Now, has it found the gap though? Has it found the gap? Yes, it has. That's unlucky. Because Bedhead can do the old... Oh, that's a poor one from... not Bedhead, Tommy. Why am I saying Bedhead? But Tommy's let go too soon there. And this is finished awkward as well. I think she's going to get away with it. Now, where's the cue ball finishing? Needs to miss the 4, and it's going to be fine on the 4 now. Now, this just needs to keep going forward unless she wants to come back and try and hold it as she's been able to hold it comfortably. So the big mistake from Tommy is going to see him having to play no miss pool to survive in this week's tournament. 3-1 to LS3. And this will be the last that we're going to see before the main event of the evening. And another result on the winner's side. Larry is hot to trot tonight. Larry has beaten Stefan by 7 racks to 0. Larry's in the mood. Now, is this going to find cover behind the 5? It most certainly has. So there's just an edge showing though. And if Tommy can get into a gap and get back up the table, LS3 could be in trouble here. Got to get the length in the cue ball though. And this looks nice to me.
Let's watch a replay of that last
Well,
shot.
it's good enough, but there's still an edge of the 1 showing. And likewise from LS3. Now this is a bit trickier for Tommy. He's got to miss the double kiss. Well, he's playing left English to get into a gap again here. And this time he's found it. He's got the cover. And the angle to get to the 1, well, I think there is room past the 2. And the cue ball's going to scratch, so let's see if that works. Yeah, that keeps killing my cricket. Well, you know, there's a lot of factors affect this 10-ball tournament. The break is so punishing one way or the other. We've seen it. Look at Bill's break in his last match, a total disaster. Nothing worked for him. Combine that with the mistakes that he made, but he could have done with the break throwing him a bone now and again. It didn't do anything for him. And if your break ain't working, you're going to be hard pushed to come out on the winning side in this 10-ball tournament. And Tommy's got himself in trouble again. Two seconds. And good evening to Popman.
Welcome to VP4 TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Kaplan, CEO and President of Celeris, Inc. Good luck to both players and have a good one.
Just heard something.
Yeah, that's because I wasn't saying anything, Steve. Just let my little intro
oh, well, I'm not used to that.
So, welcome to Steve.
Hey guys.
We're just watching the end of this one-loss side match between LS3 and Tommy. LS3 3-2 up. Tommy with what looks to be another dry break.
Oh, so Bedhead beat LS3, huh?
Yeah, LS3 was getting a 5-ball.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling you guys. You keep saying, oh, if they're close, there should be no handicap. And I'm saying, no, it's not that way, you know? I mean, everybody would say Bedhead shouldn't win with the 5-ball, but I bet you he wins more than he loses.
Right. We are cutting it fine to get right in for the start of this match.
Yeah, well, the room's not up yet. I'll keep an eye on that for you.
We've got about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to go.
It'll be an interesting match. I don't think Stubb can win unless Albinario just has something go very wrong for him.
Well, he's only got half an hour's practice in today, Albinario. I keep mentioning this. He never put in as much effort this week as he did against Spectre Dawn, but maybe he doesn't think he needs to.
He doesn't. I mean, you know, the thing about pool is that, you know, in a longer race like this, you know, the better player has a big advantage, and you know, Albin is definitely the better player. It's not even close. I mean, I think Stubb needs probably no less than the 6-ball from Albin for it to be a fair match, and possibly more, because Albin can control the table. Stubb can't. You know, Stubb gets open tables. He's good at running out, but you know, that's the end of it. You know, he doesn't move that well. He doesn't, you know, doesn't kick well. He takes wild shots at stuff. I mean, all the stuff we've seen over and over again.
Well, it's all over. LS3 through. Right, now, with that, I hope you're all watching. Here we go.
Well, that's a granted, Larry. I mean, I cannot tell you how many matches I've lost in real life where I played better than my opponent and didn't break well. I mean, essentially what it does is if you're playing somebody that's really good and you don't break well, you lose. This sort of puts that person like an LS3 in that same class, because if Bedhead didn't break well, then, you know, maybe LS3 is going to win. You know, that's the whole idea of a handicap. It's supposed to make it more even. Drive this bloodbath. Well, this could be a bloodbath. If somebody's getting blown out here, it's going to be Stubb. One doesn't get needed. Oh boy. Well, probably pretty quick, because he's still got caps on and he's going to get muted just with that. Oh, that's because I can't hear the video.
not watching the stream, Steve, I'm running with a big promo intro.
I'm seeing that.
There's Albinario is only in the room, Stubb hasn't arrived yet.
Well, I gotta say, Hugh, that was quite an intro.
Right, here we go, guys. We're waiting on Stubb arriving. I hope you enjoyed my little intro, my little promo.
I did.
Well, I think it's all down to the break because, you know, Stubb's going to run out given the chance. It's all down to the break and unforced errors. Probably that would be the simple way of explaining it. But as you know, as you've mentioned, I mean, Stubb will push the boat out and he'll push it out even more if he gets behind. So I think for Stubb to win this, he must have a good start. Simple as that. If he ends up going behind, he'll go behind further, I think, by pushing it too far.
I think it's more than a break. I mean, I think Stubb can break better than Albin. He'll still lose because I don't think these two players are that close to each other. I think Albin's significantly better. He can overcome being the worst breaker in this match. I think, you know, Albin's got to give some help to Stubb. That's the only way I see him being able to win. Is Stubb's got to play great. He's got to run out a lot, and he's got to get some help from Albin. Yeah,
that is more than likely the case. Stubb's hanging off here, so he's trying the subtle approach. Welcome, everybody.
The interesting thing about Stubb is he does run out good. I mean, you know, for a game where you can play area position like 9-ball or 10-ball, I mean, Stubb is one of the best at running out. It's just his decisions and the rest of the game is his downfall.
Yeah, it's always the relying on the potting to get himself out than relying and get better on the ball to get himself out.
But you know, I'm hoping this is a close match. I'd like to see a close match. I think it's got the potential to be a close match.
Well, I've given it the big build up, so let's hope it is. I just want to see a good match.
Yeah, I mean, if Stubb breaks well and plays well, you know, it should be a reasonably close match. But I think you're right about that part. He's going to have to break well. You know, he's going to have to get shots on a low ball. He can't afford to get in a moving game with Albin. He just doesn't move good enough. And Stubb's going to be better at running out open balls and dealing with problem situations.
Yeah. Well, here we are. Well, there's a ball on the table. The cue's finally appeared. And Albinario is on the right-hand side, Stubb on the left. And here we go with the lag.
What is Stubb doing?
I don't know what the hell he's up to here. He's trying left English, right English.
Hanging with the cue like a...
Well, Albinario's is looking good.
Stubb
just a wee bit too heavy. So off we go.
Well, one thing about Albin's breaking is it has not been particularly good. He's just won because he's a better player than everybody else. But, you know, I mean, eventually, if he keeps breaking poorly, that could catch up with him.
Well, he's breaking narrow, and straight away, he's giving Stubb a shot.
Yeah, and it's a pretty open table. I mean, it's a little tricky getting to this 2-ball. I don't think the 3 is going to be a problem, but it sort of depends on how he gets on this 2-ball. See if he's going to force follow this to the end rail, which I think is a mistake. This is a tricky shot here. And
No,
he's
but-
really
well,
thinking about this.
when you say force follow is a mistake, what the hell can he do, Steve? He's stuck to the rail.
Well, no,
I mean,
he could.
how does
I
he
mean,
get out of this?
he could. You can get to the right side of the cue ball. You can put draw and right English on this and try to go around. I'm not saying it would be easy.
Well,
but,
he's taking your advice then. Well, that
no,
didn't work.
he did not. You would have had to put a fair amount of English, although he's got a shot. This is tricky, though. I mean, he's got to miss the 4 ball, go between the 4 and 9, and then go between the 6 and 10. It's doable. It's a little tricky. He might end up hitting the 7 ball or 8 ball, which is probably not going to be fatal.
Well, he's not calling anything, though, so he might be just ducking here.
No, he's
No, he's
shooting
playing
the ball.
the cut.
Well, he did not. He hit the ball into the thin side of the pocket, and he needed to be on the thick side to get past that 4 ball. So
here we go with the combo. This is dead set.
well, he may bank this. Oh, he's going to combo it. Okay. I don't think this is dead set, and this is hard to control the cue ball. I'm kind of surprised he's not just banking the 3. You hit this 3 ball with top and right spin, and you can just pin it right there on the end rail and pin the cue ball.
Yeah, he just.
Well, he made it.
And it's a missed call because he's knocked the 10 in.
No, that's not a missed call.
Was it not? Oh no, he's called the shot. Aye, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The 10 just came back up. What am I talking about? I forgot about that.
The 10 just spots. Well, and the problem with shooting that shot like that is see what he ended up with, because he just could not control the cue ball trying to cut that ball like that. I would have banked the 3 ball there and used a lot of top to hold the cue ball on the end rail. I mean, that's actually a pretty easy shot to keep the cue ball down there. You really, the only thing you got to watch out for is scratching in the corner pocket, which is pretty easy to do when you try to hold the ball with top like that on the rail.
Well, Stubbs had his chance from the dry break. Albinario is going to do his usual here.
It's not taking too long.
Well, that was all of about, 6 minutes he lasted?
Yeah, well, I've kept telling him about the shouting. He's been muted a lot of times. You know, he just refuses to go spend $10 on buying a new keyboard. That's assuming it is really broken, but I'll take him at his word.
So in some respects, Albinario's got away with this in the first rack. He could have been punished. He wasn't.
Well, it was a difficult situation there from that 1 to 2 ball, and you know he didn't handle it that well, and then he hit the 2 ball on the thin side of the pocket and hit the 4, and then I think he picked the wrong shot shooting a combo, and it just really not executing twice and then a bad choice. I mean,
it's first blood to Albie. And
all Albin did wrong is not make a ball on the breaks.
That was it.
Stubb did 3 things wrong that match, that rack.
So let's see where Stubb goes.
Pretty fatal. Three things wrong.
Well, he's going for a more standard 10 ball break.
I like getting a little wider the way these balls are breaking. I think this is a good spot, or even up over on the rail. I think this is a lot better spot.
Well, he's killed the cue ball.
Yeah, he's really that was an excellent break because he controlled the cue ball.
That just I'll say that again. That fly didn't died. It was like a foot off the table, and then it just dropped like a stone. But
that's what we call parking the cue ball.
Yeah, he's got trouble ahead though. Look at the state of the table up there.
Well, I don't think the combo is particularly difficult if he gets on it well. The tricky part is getting a shot on the 4 after he makes a combo. So this is a big shot here, getting the speed and line right. And I think that's pretty good. He's a little on the low side. The biggest problem here is speed, because you really wanted to hit that 4 ball with speed and get it to separate and go to the rail, but that makes it tricky with this much angle on the 4. He's going to have to hit this hard to come up with a shot on the 4-ball. I mean, not ridiculous speed, but he's got to get the 4-ball to separate from the 10. If he hits this easy, he's probably going to be hooked. Got to be at the speed where the cue ball goes back and forth across the table and back to that long rail, which means he probably has to go wide of the 6. See, he didn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
Now, see that same exact shot on that same exact line. If he hits it hard, the cue ball keeps coming around and the 4-ball separates and he's got a shot. I mean, he just hit it too easy. I mean, you got to recognize that 4-ball, to get it to move enough, you're going to have to hit it with some speed.
Now, he's trying to miss the double kiss here because I think he's trying to bank the 4, miss the 7 and 10 with the 4 and duck the cue ball down there. This is tricky. Yep, you see he's caught the 10. He's caught the 10.
Well, but that was well played. He still got him.
Yeah, that's a good result.
You guys hear me saying this. I can see it. So as a good player, Stubb ought to be able to see it, and he didn't. I mean, that was pretty predictable. If he didn't hit it with more speed, it was going to do what it did. Well, I mean, if he may be able to make this off the rail. He looks like he's trying to jump it. Oh, maybe he's been practicing Sam's trick.
We'll soon find out.
He only has to jump a little bit of the 7-ball.
Well, that works.
Well, that was pretty good.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Well, the problem here is I think it'll hit the tit. It could even scratch, but for sure it's going to hit the tit. He cannot really shoot this 6-ball and expect to come up with a shot on the 7.
Oh, he's going to slam this and let it run.
No, he's going to play safe. I don't think he'll shoot this.
Oh, yeah, he's playing. No, he's going for the try to cut it.
Yeah, that just wasn't going to work because he tried to cut it real thin, but that was never going to work. Just where the ball was sitting, and again, I can see this. Albin ought to be able to see this. And I think what happens with players, because I've done this enough times, is they start wishing the shot's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Albin could look at this and understand this shot isn't going to happen, and he still shoots it because he's wishing it's going to happen.
Well, Stubb is... See that, and again, those type of opportunities, that opportunity that's just happened there is what Stubb's going to be all over. So Albinario has to cut that out and giving Stubb these opportunities because he'll stick them away most of the time when all the balls are there.
Well, really what Albin should have done in that situation is he should have looked at the shot and said, if I shoot this shot, this is what I'm going to have on the 6, and this sucks because not only can I not make the shot and get on the 7, but it's going to be difficult to play safe.
Yeah.
And then maybe decide, okay, maybe what I should do here is, and we got a ball in, maybe what I should do here is kick off the rail at the 4-ball, even if I had to masse it a little, because then the cue ball moves over and I get a shot on the 6-ball that isn't impossible. So, a lot of it's a thinking process of I just think Albin was just thinking about, I can make the 4-ball like this, and really didn't look ahead at what he was going to end up with.
Well, we're going to have another quick combo after this 1-ball, 2-7.
Yeah, this rack is really good. I mean, I'm expecting Albin's going to run this out. There's really not any problems.
What can he really do here to get in trouble? Not an awful lot, I don't think.
No, there's not a whole lot. I mean, see, I like that choice, going behind instead of holding it, just speed-wise and line-wise. This can always be messed up. I don't think he will, but if you hit the 7-ball wrong, obviously the 2 could go in a bad place. But Albin doesn't usually make those kind of mistakes. He's pretty solid with that kind of stuff.
Little bit of right English in the cue ball just to check it slightly.
To hit this in the thin side, so miss the 9, and he's going to be out. This is just stop it. I mean, he might roll forward a little. The thing is you just don't want, Yeah, he decided to roll forward a little. You don't want to get yourself straight in on that, and he was able to leave angle. I'd rather have more angle than not enough.
Well, he's got to avoid the obvious in the side pocket. And he's fine.
Yeah,
and
I
he's
mean, he
making
wasn't
sure
going to
he's
do
not
that.
going near it. So this one, let's have a look at the angle he's got. You see, this is tricky now.
Yeah, I would shoot a kill shot here. What I would do is a lot of backspin so that it was a little less speed sensitive and kill it. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, and he's just held it. He's just held it, no more.
Just enough. He hit that a little harder than he needed to, but it was a good shot. It was the right shot to play. There were some other options there, like draw and a lot of inside English, but he didn't really need to do that in that situation because that shot's a lot trickier.
Let's test if this is working.
Well, Stubbs going back to the same break, which served him well last time. Let's see what happens this time.
Well, he jumped 3 feet in the air this time, but I don't think he got a ball.
I think he got a little bit too much jump up on that. You know, there can be a limit to that where it starts not helping you.
Well, the safety looks pretty good.
He's going to make this.
Trying to cut it.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Yeah. He lost the cue ball. I'm sure he didn't want to run into the other ball. Well, we may be playing safe here, though. I don't see him shooting this. Safety's a little bit tricky. You could go up table with this, just hit the 2 really thin. You know, if you've got the 4 and the 7 ball, you can use as blockers. But that safety's a little tricky too. Yeah, he's trying to go up table. He's trying to use the 10.
Trying to get into a very narrow window to cover that 2 ball. Let's have a look.
I think he did it. I wouldn't have played it that way. I would have played more for the 4 and 7, but I think he got it that way.
I don't know whether Stubbs looking at this, whether he can get enough of the 2 to bump the 8 and call the 8 ball. No, he's not. Let's have another look. No, I think it's way too thin. I think he's called the safety in case he does not lay it in. And that's not a bad result.
That's an excellent result. That was
Let's
well played
watch the
shot
replay
there.
of that last shot.
So maybe Stubbs improved his safeties. I mean,
well, he had done in his previous match, Steve. That was one thing. He was a bit more sensible.
I mean, I think if Stubb would just listen a little and start, you know, trying to play pool, because instead of just trying to run out all the time, he definitely is a contender in these things. If he could just get better at some of the subtler parts of the game.
Well, Albinario's got to be careful. If Albinario gets himself in a spot in this rack, he's got no more extensions to go, so he's not going to have an awful lot of thinking time.
Well, I think he can get the edge of this 2 ball. The question is, he's going to kick at this. You know what? This isn't a bad choice. This is actually a fairly easy kick with that 8 ball there. I like this choice. And the 3 ball's right there. You just got to avoid hitting this too hard and getting yourself hooked on the 5. And that's perfect, except for the fact that he did not make the ball.
He's got it too much of it.
Yeah, he need to, you know, I mean, that was a very doable kick. He hit it at the right speed. He just got the line wrong.
Now, how does he deal with this 5 and 8 ball? Because the 5...
No, it'll go.
I mean, it was still going off the jaw, that 8.
I think you can cut it enough to make it with some right English. If not, you can always play it off the rail.
He needs to bump that 10. He has done.
Yeah, I think he can make this just cutting the 5 ball with a lot of right English. If he doesn't think he can do that, he'll play it off the rail. No,
Well,
he's going to right English. He's
from
just
there,
cutting
it looks fine.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that he's no shot now.
That's pretty much a complete fail there. Really, he's going to kick at this?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, it's not considered where the 6 ball is. I mean, he's nothing to do to go on the 6.
Problem is he's got to put English on this kick, which makes it a lot more complicated. I can't believe he's kicking at it.
Well, I think.
I mean that. If that was a kick where you didn't have to put English, I could see it, but I couldn't see playing that shot. I mean, he had a pretty easy safety. He just tickies the 5 ball along the end rail and takes the cue ball up and tries to pin him on the 9, and he's also got the 10. I mean, that was that might have been a frustration decision after screwing up the 5-8 combo and not leaving himself a shot, because that was a terrible choice. You guys want to hear me say that not everything's easy? Well, that kick wasn't easy. That was a tough kick. Anytime you got to start putting some English on the ball, it starts getting tricky.
Well, Stubb did his best there to try and get scratched, but and this is testy as well. He's right in the pocket. He's got a good distance to go. And he's got to still move the cue ball.
Yeah, all he's got to do is make the ball, though. It's just a follow. The worst thing that can happen here is catching a tit, and I think he'll be inside of it. Yep. So.
Well, this is against Albinario's. No, tell a lie. It's in Stubbs' break.
Yeah, this will. Well, I don't know if Albin was going to win this game, but he certainly lost it by kicking at that 5 ball.
He'll definitely feel he lost that right there. He had it in his hands.
Yeah, length of the table kick with English that's a difficult ask. You know, side rail to side rail on the short rail, it's not quite so bad. Just geometrically, it's simpler, but the accuracy required for length of the table on that shot, that's tough.
Oh, Stubbs always going to capitalise on opportunities like that where the balls are open. He just has to get to them. I mean, he's going to do that all the time.
IQ2 here. Who's IQ2? Is that Dwight?
That's Dwight from Canada. Welcome to Dwight.
Well, I think this 210-7 might go. We'll see. I'm sure he's playing for it. Well, maybe he's not. I think he was trying to get down and shoot the 2. From that angle, I don't think it's going.
I think it might go in off the jaw. I mean, I think you got to play this sort of dead weight, but you're not probably going to have a shot in the 2 though.
Well, you'd have to hit it pretty easy. You got to get that 10 ball to throw, and there is a gap between them. These balls aren't that dirty. I think it's going to be tough to get them to throw.
Well, he's called the safety again, so he's.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy safe. You just pin this behind the 8 and take the 2 ball 2 rails out of there. I mean, you should be able to get safe here, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 ball caught the 3. It was going to probably do that, but he got the part he needed, which was getting the thing pinned. So maybe Stubb is learning some new tricks. Who said you can't teach an old Stubb new tricks?
Well, I mean, at some point, he has to use the strategy side of things more. Common sense has to kick in at some point. Whether it's going to kick in for the full duration, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, well, if he, with Stubb, he just needs to see he's having some successes, and he's just seen some successes. He's going to probably see another one here. Yeah, there's a missed call, and he's got an open shot, and,
there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, the 3 ball's tricky. He might be able to go forward and get more straight on this. I think, but he's risking it. I mean, he's got to cheat the pocket, and it's tricky. Yeah, he did try. He forced it over. I like that shot.
Good.
That's a well-played shot. What he did was he used the speed to force the cue ball over. And that was really well done. I mean,
this is off the rail.
That's a high-speed shot there he just did to be able to do that, not as in velocity, but as in, you know, only really good players shoot that kind of shot. I will say that Stubb has come out and is playing pretty well. He's made some bad choices, but, you know, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, he's not going to completely change his whole game in, you know, 1 month, but it looks like he's trying to. And Albin's made some bad choices. I mean, I think Albin really needs to stay away from that because that's one of his big advantages against Stubb is making better choices. And if Albin starts making bad choices, he could lose this match.
Now, quick look at the 8-ball. Now, he's going to just come off this for the 8 in the same pocket.
Yeah,
he's just going to get into it.
He's okay here. At most, he's going to brush it a little. I think he'll probably go to the high side of this 9-ball. Nope, he's going to play it in the side pocket. And that's okay. I certainly wouldn't want to see it roll any more than that.
So Albinario is going to go behind and Stubb is going to have the break.
Now, this is a shot a lot of people have trouble with because they don't understand that you're going to get English on the cue ball when you hit the 9. Stubb understood that and just hit it with straight top. A lot of players add English when they don't need to, and then it's cue ball in the corner pocket.
Right, now, left side again.
Yeah, he just needs a little bit less hop on that thing. And, you know, I will say I think breaking like this is a little bit more susceptible to you know, a bad rack. Oh, boy. That one ball was right at the pocket.
And that 8-ball tried to nudge the 4 in.
That was a good break. He had 3 balls try to go in that one pocket, and none of them did.
Now, this cue ball could go funny here if Albinario is not careful because he's going to bump the one onto the 4, but he needs to watch how he comes off this 8-ball.
You need to hit this, you know, you need to draw this back. That's what I would do. I mean, I think if he hits it easy, he would probably be okay, but yeah, I like playing it like the way he did like that. That's a lot more guaranteed. And it separates the 8 and the 5 and makes the table easier, and everything's pretty much copacetic now.
Now, quick check in the 6-ball. 6-ball's fine. There's nothing to be concerned about. This is going to tie the match.
Albin's out here. He'd have to have a brain fart not to get out.
Simple join the dots. You've been watching any of that straight pool tourney, Steve?
I have not, although I do like watching straight pool. I'll probably watch some of it.
Was it Filler? Was it Filler I was watching? I can't remember who he was playing. He was playing another good player, a recognised player, and he was in the highest run of the tournament. It was in 216 or 218, and then that was it. Folk were maybe getting ideas he was going to go on and on and on and on, but no.
Well, they don't usually play matches that are past 200.
Well, I think the strange thing is, I think looking at the scoreboard, I think it was a race to 125, but I think he just kept going. I think that was the idea to the end of the run.
Oh, okay. Well, they may be given
Might be a
money
prize.
for high
Yeah.
run or something.
Yeah.
But Filler's just a tremendous player.
What was it,
He's
fella? I wish I'd remembered who the hell it was. I think it was him. Probably wrong.
yeah. He's just a tremendous player. I mean, he's going to go down as the best German player ever to live. I can guarantee you that. I mean, when it's all said and done, he's going to be the greatest German player to ever live because he's, he may not, he won the U.S. Open and then maybe kind of had a couple for him down years, but he's going to win so much. I mean, he's arguably as good as Shane right now. I don't think he's quite got the seasoning and some of the subtleties, but just a tremendous player.
I was right enough. Hairpigs backed me up in that one. Thank God for that. I thought I was going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Gorst are the two young guys that look like they're just going to be dominant players. There may be some other guys that come out of the woodwork, but those two, I saw Filler play the first time when I think he was 17 or 18. I watched him play at Derby gambling, and it was really impressive.
Well, Albinario had a 4-ball in the break. He had a shot in the 1. He's just got rid of the 2. He's going to deal with the 3. Now, how is he dealing with the 5? He's just going to go forward and keep it simple.
I think he'll bump the 8-ball here.
Take the 5 on the side.
That's what I think he'll do. He could go forward. I like bumping the 8-ball. I think it's more guaranteed to get the way you need to. I don't think he agrees he's going to go forward. And I think he's funny. I'm not sure why he did that, because what you really wanted to do was get an angle back on the 5 so that you could pull it down for the 6 on the side.
He's going to have to travel and...
See, if you bump the 8-ball and kind of pull it into the 8-ball just a little and get a little angle back, you could slide it over past the 9 and shoot the 6 on the side.
Bit of right to get over here. Pace looks reasonable. Wrong side.
It's okay. He's a little funny again. I mean, he could just play for the 6-10 combo or 7-10 combo. If the 8-ball wasn't there, the shot's not too hard. But with the 8-ball there, well, you can jack up and kind of punch this. He looks like he's going to go forward and try to go around the 9 and shoot the 7 up table, which I think is probably the best choice in this situation. He's got to watch out for the 8, though. It's close.
He's using the 8 with a bit of spin to try and get there, but he got the 8 too thick. Yeah,
I mean, the 8-ball was going to be hard to get by. So now he's in trouble. I didn't like I thought if he would have backed up on the 5-ball, it would have been a better choice. It was more guaranteed pattern than what he tried.
Now, who's that said I have played Filler already when he was 13? Was that you here, Pig?
No, that's Tommy.
Oh, Tommy.
Look at this shot.
Oh, that's a shot.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
One thing about Albin is, shot making wise, he's probably pretty close to being the equal of Stubb, which you can't say about too many players. Albin's game is more of a flowing game, and Stubbs is more of a aggressive game, hitting a cue ball harder. So they look a little different, but they both make balls really well. And as soon as I sing his praises, he dogs it.
Yeah, and he might have got away with it. Now, is that 8-ball banking past the 10? Yes, it is.
It does. I mean, you can either shoot the bank shot or, there's a pretty good safety with the 10-ball. You take the 8 straight down the table to the other end rail and put them on the 10. This shot takes practice. Well, you got to get the line of the 8-ball right coming straight down table. You've got to get the speed right, and you got to get the cue ball to sit back there. And honestly, if you haven't played this shot a lot, it's a little bit tricky to get right. And I think Stubbs probably just going to shoot this ball, which for him is probably the best choice.
Well, he's called safety. He's trying to just go forward and get the line into the 10.
He is.
He's overcooked it. He's overcooked it.
See, that was just the speed.
I would have still checked that slightly.
Well, I think he did have a little English on it. You know, I mean, ideally you want to put enough check on it that it rolls. It isn't going to roll past there. You know, that was really the right shot to play. He didn't pull it off, but I think it was the right shot to play.
Well, a great red head cut there for Albinario. He's gone a little bit tricky again in the 9 though, but this is a testy one. Again, he's quite comfortable playing it at that nice weight just to hold the cue ball.
Or should be in the Mosconi Cup instead of Shaw. Well, I don't agree with that. I think there's other players on Europe that you would get rid of before you got rid of Shaw. Shaw's a great player. And Shaw's done pretty well in the Mosconi Cup. If you look at historically how well he's done, it's been he's got a good record, I believe. I mean, I don't know what his record is. I'm just kind of going from memory that he's played pretty good in it.
Now, my question to Tommy is: you're saying Shaw shouldn't be in the Mosconi Cup, but has he not earned that spot by right? Is it not like where you are in terms of the rankings and whatever? I don't know how they work it out. I'm just assuming he's earned that spot by right. He didn't sort of get in the back door.
Well, there are some picks. I mean, I would definitely, but if he wasn't on the team, I'd definitely pick him. I mean,
oh, there are 3 spots from rankings, and the other 2 they're the captain's picks. Right, I've got you now. So he's a captain's pick, right? Well, I think the captain's pick, and the choice of that is probably how Shaw's performed in past Mosconi Cups. I think he's had some good matches, although I can't say I remember what they are, but nice little shot there by Albie. So Albie's now got the lead.
Now I could definitely think of better players to pick than Tyler Steyer for the U.S. I'm not saying Tyler's not a good player, but I can think of better guys.
Yeah, MVP, that's what I was getting at here, Pig. Yeah, I think he's had good performances here, so that's another reason he's earned the captain's pick. Semi-pros moaning about the handicap. Would you believe Steve in this league again?
Well,
apart from moaning about a lot of other crap on the stream as well, I noticed. Well, Albinario has a strong chance for the first bit of daylight here.
Have they not picked all the teams? Because I'm not seeing a team lineup anywhere. I guess they haven't done all the Wild Club. But they picked Tyler Steyer, which, you know, I think Oscar may have made the team on play this year. But if he hasn't, I'd certainly pick him before Tyler. And Josh Roberts, another guy. I mean, the U.S. has got some good players that aren't playing.
That 10 ball is, give or take, a fraction of a millimeter frozen to the rail.
You know what it is I think there's a, and I'm not saying this is Jeremy Jones, but I think it's more Matchroom Pool that probably is influencing these things, where they want people that are playing in all their events, like going to Europe and, you know, and like Josh Roberts doesn't do that. Oscar has some.
By the way, don't forget, it's still less than 12 months since Earl Strickland was a pick for the Moscone Cup last year, and he couldn't get there. I can't remember what it was, whether it was COVID or whatever. But I'm sure Earl Strickland was picked for the US team.
Well, Sammy, I think you won one and lost one last time, which, you know, isn't exactly terrible. I mean, I know you think you should never lose, but, you know, your team's in first place, and I don't think you'll have any problem giving up those kind of spots. You might lose a few more.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting in a request to get my handicap brought down. So,
well, you're doing the smart thing by losing.
That's I'm also doing the smart thing by not playing. I'm just leaving it up to my team members.
But your team's not. Team is languishing down the board.
Yeah, well, the only way is up.
Semi-pros is on top of the world, so
yeah. Well, they can only fall down, can't they? There's a long way to go, Steve.
No, they can stay there.
Well, I'm not quite sure what that was from Albie, but anyway, I'll take it.
Yeah, it kind of worked out. Their Stubb is wearing out the B and S keys on his keyboard right now.
Yeah.
Even while muted.
I think he's called the 4 into the side.
Well, hopefully they're not picking Earl. I mean, Earl can still play some good pool, but it's hard to be consistent when you get older. He really, doesn't deserve to be on the team.
Well, that's true here, Pig. I mean, but again, that's the type of thing that Matchroom want as well. They want they want to have somebody like that in who'll stir it up.
Well, it's a bad situation because you got Matchroom picking the U.S. captain, and you basically have I'm sure Matchroom influences the team. I mean, the U.S. team is not putting the best players we have in this country on the team.
Well, now, we're very early stages yet, but this match has taken a shape, scoreboard-wise, as to what most people were thinking. Been a slow start, but Albinario's now got himself a comfortable 3-rack gap, and now the question is whether Stubbs' patience is going to hold out. And this is going to play into Albinario's hands if Stubb doesn't get immediately understand that a race to 17 is still a race to 17, whether you're 3 racks behind or not at this stage. You don't want to be 6 racks behind in half an hour's time.
The little things are adding up, but the thing for Stubb is that you can see he's trying to do the right thing. Let's hope that losing does not detract him from doing that in the future, because it's frustrating when you play safety and you don't pull it off and you lose the game like he did on that 8 ball. Mm-hmm. But it was the right play to make. He did the right thing, and that's the most important thing in pool, is that you do the right thing, and eventually when you start having success with it, you're going to win a lot. It's not the right thing just because you won the game. It's not the wrong thing just because you lost. It can be the right thing and you just don't execute it right and you lose. Or it can be the right thing and you execute it well and the guy still wins. I mean, you can't go by whether you win or lose the game.
That's a good shot in terms of the pot. But of course, it was just to get a pot. It was not going to have any great opportunity of having good in the 2. He just relied on luck again.
Well, it's one of Stubbs' weaknesses is that, he kind of turns the cue ball loose and then hopes he can come up with a shot. And at this level of play, that's not a winning formula. You need to have a plan. And even if you don't execute the plan, you need to have a plan of how you're going to move that cue ball. You can't just hit and hope.
Now, I've got a question to ask Cobra. I'm putting 2 and 2 together here and coming up with my own answers. The fact that you're in, that Cobra's been recruited into Sylvia's team, my question is, not having looked at the 9-ball league schedule this week, is Sylvia's team happen to be playing semi-pro's team this week? Is the answer to that yes or no?
I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule.
I don't know. I've got to go in to change my team lineup.
I guess what you're saying is you want me to go look at the schedule.
No, I'm wondering if Cobra knows, because Cobra's been recruited, but I'm just wondering if that was specifically.
I'll take a look right now, because I can do this while you're dealing with stream. All right, so the schedule this week, we've got 9-ball shots is playing a lovely bunch of coconuts. So that's 9-ball shots is that's Bobby Barris's team, I think.
Ah, right.
VP4 TV is playing Breaking the System, so that's Sylvia's team.
Ah, right.
And then Omega versus Team, I'm not going to say that word.
Team Piñas.
Yeah, so.
Well, the bad news for Stubb is, if Albinario doesn't fall short on the low side of this 5, he's going to be out. And he's got a nice pace again. He's going closer to the rail than we really like, but I think he's going actually straight now in the 5. Yeah, he's a bit straight. He's just going to have to leave this long in the 6-ball, take his medicine.
And he wants some angle. He's got enough. You need a little angle there. So. This is fine. Come right up to the middle of the table. Yeah, he overhit that a little. Didn't really want to be straight in on this 8-ball.
Well, the thing we've got to still remember is that both of these guys still have potentially 3 matches still to play. This one, the loser side, and then back in the final. So these 2 guys have got the best odds of actually winning this tournament, if you look at it that way.
Well, I mean, whoever goes to the loser's bracket, and going to the loser's bracket at this point is a pretty big deal because.
Well, of course, it really is last chance saloon all the time, but especially the who's over there on the loser side.
Yeah, it's a big deal because you're going to have a tough match in the loser side. So it's. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's not going to be any pushover match. So, this is a huge match here to win this. Really greatly increases your chances of winning this championship.
Well, this is going to be more pain for Stubb because Albinario on the 3-ball, I presume just a bump onto the rail and out for the 4 long.
Well, it's turning into a runaway. And, I think it's difficult to play somebody like Albin when you don't have the game to, where you're going to make good choices and not make mistakes. And, make no mistake about it, like that safety that Stubb played on the 8-ball where he gave up the shot, and I said it was the right play. Make no mistake about it, that was a mistake. That was a bad safety. It was a mistake. And, every single mistake is big when you're playing a really great player like Albin is.
Well, you can tell Stubb's not 100% focused because he's in the stream. And if he can't chat in the game and annoy Albie, he's going to come into the stream and annoy us.
Yeah, this was, I think for me personally, outside of the mental challenges that I faced, I think for me personally, the hardest thing in pool was when I got to the point where I was, playing these players where they just didn't give you very many chances. It's really difficult to learn how to play in these matches where you don't get very many chances.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got to completely alter your thinking. I mean, I lost and lost and lost and lost to these guys that could really play for a long time before I figured out how not to make so many mistakes and how to compete with them. And it's just a hard challenge. You can be a really good player and or look like a really good player and beat the hell out of most everybody, except you get to the top guys and you're like, why can't I win against these guys? And it's because you don't get very many chances and you're just not used to it. That was not a good safety. He double kissed it. That's going to cost him. His only saving grace may be that 2-ball is real tight past the 4.
Well, Stubbs' break was dry to start with. And
this is a little funny too. He rolled a little too far. He may even decide to shoot a combination here.
No, he squeezed it past
Wow. That was really good. Forced it out. That was a lot like the Stubbs shot before. The cheat the pocket and hit it that hard. That's taking a little bit of a chance.
Now that 7-ball will go past the 9, but he used all of the pocket for the 3. But the 7 does squeeze past the 9, but you've got to get really good on it.
Well, the 8-ball is sitting in a spot where you can just roll the 7, so that makes it not so bad. You got to obviously get over on the long rail there, but it's tight enough that it's tight enough. All you have to do is nick that 9-ball and it doesn't go in. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be shooting that 7-ball. That's a very small gap. If it was me, I would be playing to the backside of it. It looks like Albin may just try to clear it up by shooting a combo here. I think that's a smart play. Just get rid of it.
Well, this is this is not a gimme. Oh, he played everything about that perfect.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Pro's going mental over this whole handicap thing.
Yeah, he started it though.
He's gone mental over these world championships.
He started it, and I'm just I'm just saying, remember, you're the one that mentioned handicaps and ratings and everything. Semi-pro, you're paying the price for it now, boy.
Well, I think his handicap is at a reasonable place. He can play to that, I mean, that's one of the reasons why his rating's up there. I mean, he's complaining about it, and guess what? His rating's gone up even higher than they adjusted it to. I don't know if anybody realizes that, but let me take a look and see what it currently is. Last time I looked at it, his rating, his normal 9-ball rating was even higher than what it had been adjusted to.
Yeah, Wanwa would love our fan would love a rating like that.
Let's see. Semi-pro. Yeah, his rating was adjusted to 2465. His current 9-ball rating is 2510.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got a leg to stand on then, has he? I mean, it's all for no avail.
I'm not going to tell everybody, everybody's rating is perfectly exactly where it should be, and I'm not going to tell Semi-Pro that either, but he's acting like it's way out of line, and I don't think it is. And I keep telling people, like when you're really good, giving up the 8 or 7 is like nothing. And, giving up the 8 is not even a game in a race to 7. Giving up the 7 might be one game. Maybe. I mean, and I've watched good players give up just tremendous weight to other players.
Now, what's happened here,
really play.
What's happened here?
This is called no good. He did something unnatural with the cue ball and didn't handle it well. he's trying to kick this in. I don't think I would do this. I think I would kick one rail off the side rail into it and try to get the 4-ball to go 2 rails and exit out and leave the cue ball near the end rail. This is just too hard to kick at. It's too difficult to make this shot. It's just too low a percentage. He's got a better chance of kicking safe the other way.
Well, that's a gift of an opportunity coming for Stubb. Trailing by 9 racks to 3.
Not only didn't he make it, he gave up ball in hand. I don't get that decision.
And it's Stubb's break next rack, so a chance of a little reprieve here for Stubb if he can. I think he's. I think this break of Stubbs hasn't really worked since he got a couple of balls in the break early on when he tried it. I think it. But since then, it's not doing him any good.
It's not like Albin's playing a perfect match here. He's made some questionable decisions like that one just there. It's just that, Stubbs making way more mistakes. And most of them been from turning the cue ball loose.
Well, he's got the little Chinese snooker to deal with over the 8 ball. I think he's fine. Yeah.
If you turn the cue ball loose and bump another ball and get hooked and stuff, and then you go, that was an unlucky roll. Guess what? The guys that are saying that are the guys that are losing.
Mm-hmm.
The really good players, they accept the fact that, if they hook themselves,
they played a dumb
they
shot.
end up being snookered. It's their fault. They're the ones that are hitting the cue ball. Okay, so you didn't pull the shot off. That's one thing. But, Stubbs playing area position in times when you need to be precise, and he's just hoping the cue ball comes out okay and he gets a shot. And when he doesn't, it's like BS, and that's unlucky. Well,
it's his biggest failing, and he's the only one that can't see that. It's always been his failing.
I mean, you're in control of the cue ball, or you should be.
Well, now he's at a ball in the break. And well, he can certainly put Albinario in trouble here.
Yeah, and I think he probably will choose that unless he's getting frustrated. Yeah, he did. Watch out.
That is so poor. That is the worst shot of the night. I mean, that shot, I would nail that every day of the week. There's no way I would have stuck that cue ball onto that 7. That is so
I'm just
bad.
wondering when he gets frustrated and stops playing safe because it's not working because he keeps screwing up.
That was an awful shot. I'll tell you guys something, and this is not just about pool. This is really anything, life in general, but especially kind of these competitive sports. The most important thing mentally in getting better is that you're honest with yourself. As soon as you start making excuses or whining about this or that, and saying it's unlucky, what's happening is you're not accepting it. You're not taking responsibility. And if you want to get better, you just got to take responsibility for what's happening. Albinario's just lost the plot there, and Stubbs got out of jail. Stubb has got out of jail here. He's got to put this away.
Yep.
And
now, if you can't move the cue ball well enough that you know where it's going and you end up hooking yourself, that's not unlucky. You're not good enough to move the cue ball where you need to.
Well, this is the encouragement Stubb needs. He just needs to hope that his break starts working for him better and he can find himself back in this. Now, he has to be playing this where he can avoid this 8 ball, and I don't know whether he can. He might be able to get right into this and bump the 10, but I don't know whether that. No, he's trying to brush it and keep it in play, and now it's a thin cut. Watch the cue ball. Where's it going to end up?
Well, Slim, I got to be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed here that I don't know who Jordan Peterson is.
That well.
So, thanks for the compliment, but I'm a little lost on that one. And Robert, yeah, I mean, Really, the way those APA ratings work, all those league ratings, I'm always like some crazy number in those things at the top. And, you know, I can tell you this, that the guys that at the top, I mean, I'd be a 9 or whatever the max is in APA, and so would Shane. So, you know, obviously I don't play Shane speed, so their rating system kind of has problems when you get up at the high end.
Albinario's break thinks something's gone in. 2 ball has gone. He's got a thin cut in the 1. And he'll be unlucky if he doesn't see the 3 unless he leaks away behind the 10 ball somehow or other. And there's still a chance that can happen here because he's tight in the rail. He's got to play the cut. And the cue ball maybe catching some of the 9. It might not. But it could end up ugly here. He's got to be careful. He's missed the 9. And look, he's come out from the 10, and that was well done. That was the only danger with that shot, is catching some of that 9 that would take the pace off the cue ball and ending up behind the 10. But he's got out of it. He still got out of it again to go on this 4. Big run through it. Perfect.
Well, that was a nice shot. That was a very well played shot. You know, because he didn't try to overspin it, because you get in trouble.
Yeah.
The cue ball was maybe a little close to the end rail. He forced it, and that was well done. Well, this is kind of an important rack for Albin, because Stubbs started making a little run here, and you know, this is going to put an end to it if Albin can get out here. Because 10-5 looks a lot better than 9-6.
7 into the same pocket.
I'm a psychologist, dude. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really go that much by most of the psychology guys. I mostly just talk to other players, but I know there's some pretty good psychology guys out there. My 17-11 predictions. You know what? I think you're right. I think 17-11 is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's looking more like that now than it would have been before the start of the match. But this is a stomach settler for Albinario.
Peterson's an idiot. I love it. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, there's a lot of sports psychologists out there. You know, I play a lot of golf, and people love Bob Rotella, and I listen to his stuff. I've read some of it, and, you know, I mean, it's not that I don't agree with it. It's just that, you know, my experience playing and talking to other players.
That 3 ball just getting off the 9.
The focus tends to be on other things than, you know, what Rotella, you know, the stuff Rotella says tends to be more kind of obvious stuff. I'm not saying it's not good advice. I'm just saying it's more obvious stuff.
Needs to watch the bump.
Well,
oh, I think he's got away with it.
No, he didn't. No.
No, he hasn't.
That was a really well played shot, but he didn't get where he needed to. I'm not sure what he's doing here. This is going to have to be a masse or a jump. Boy, and it's going to have. I don't get this.
He's maybe trying to.
He should be playing safe here.
He's trying to bump it and then catch the 7 with the 2. Yeah,
that was a very difficult shot.
Well, you know where he's going to be now. You know where he's going to be. He's going to be nailed.
Yeah, he's going to have a kick shot here, but you know, Albin hit it even really good where he may not even have a kick shot. That was well played by Albin. That was smart, thinking he's going to get the cue ball up high enough where he can't kick at it.
Yeah, he can't get at it there.
Yeah, this is a low percentage here. I mean, this ball, he should hit this, but making it, you know.
No, well, he's caught the 10.
You know, when you hit it with that much speed, it's, you know, it's really going to shorten up.
Well, there's, you know, in the space of 2 or 3 shots there, Stubb was looking. I mean, if he'd nailed that one ball and got on the two, would be favourite to be out, but suddenly it's all turned. Albie's got ball in hand, looking at stretching the lead again.
Yeah, well, I agree, Bob. I mean, that if you're good, you can give up a lot of weight. I've watched, I watched Dennis Okoye give Ismael Peas the 7-8, and Ismael Peas came second in the World Championships. I think that was a really good finish for him, but I mean, the dude was a champion. I played him a lot of times, and he was a good player. So to give up that kind of weight to, a guy that's a champion is pretty impressive.
Oh, I don't think he's going to do anything elaborate here, Albinario. He's got to leave an angle in the 6 and just cut this down table. He's got to get to the hole and get the cue ball out. Got to watch that side pocket again. Not a problem.
Yeah, and that's smart, hitting it like that. Just don't mess with anything. This is just a teeny bit of right English. I don't like going left on this. There's a lot of shots like this you shoot with left, but that one is better to shoot with right when you're hitting it real soft like that.
This is fine. You're right on the 9 ball. Nothing to do with the cue ball.
Well, you guys that are calling 17-07, 17-10, you might have to revise this the way this is going. I will say you've got to give Stubb credit. He hasn't gotten pissed off yet. He hasn't started doing crazy stuff.
Well, I think for his own sake, he has to keep his discipline and just hope things take a turn. That's all you can do. You have to keep trying to do the right things all the time and just hope that you get that roll of the ball. Albie dry breaks, and you get a shot and you can run out. You just have to hope. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean,
but what you can't do is do stupid things and contribute to your own downfall.
Right.
Not at this stage. I'm saying not at this stage.
I think he's learning that, but he's playing against the best player, and the guy's playing good. I mean, Albin's playing a real good match. I mean, I've criticized a couple decisions of his, but I mean, if you look at how many mistakes he's made, there haven't been very many.
Well, he's missed a 3 ball and whatever, but most of the stuff Albie's doing is way too good for Stubb to handle, and this is another rack in the board here. This is chicken feed.
Well, in a race to 17, you figure 4 to 5 mistakes, and it's going to be hard you're going to be in every match. And in this field, I think if you make 4 to 5 mistakes, you're going to win almost every time because from what I've seen, there are not too many players capable of doing that. Albin may be the only one.
Well, again, down the left side, past the side pocket. Now, this has got to be 2 rails, I would say, looking at the angle. 2 rails, 3 rails, maybe.
2 rails is the safest thing to do.
1, 2. It's going to be 3, but perfect.
Because with 2 rails, it's hard to run the cue ball at a place where you're going to scratch. That's the thing is, sometimes you get shots like you could have put a little inside English on that and tried to come down. But the problem with that, hit it with speed, is it's kind of a touchy shot. It's real easy to get the English with speed on and end up in the corner pocket.
Well, it's a big tall order now for Stubb. 7 rack lead for Albinario. You can only lose it now.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to
have a lot of help from Albin if he's going to win, because Albin gets to keep breaking. That's a tough thing about alternate break, is that when you get behind, it's just difficult because the guy's always going to get to break.
So I mean, it's, you know, need we explain the obvious? He just simply has to get everything and get everything out when he gets that chance now, and just has to ride in his luck and Albie's break.
He needs to have things go well for him. He needs Albin to break poorly. He needs Albin to make some mistakes. I mean,
well, that's a big ask, though, isn't it, Steve?
And so on and so on.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
It's like a miracle story, is what it is. Yeah, that's kind of at the point we're at. Because Stubb needs 12 and Albin needs 5, so that's a rough.
Well, that would be the miracle of VP4, so it would.
Well, you know, Stubb is a good player. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's just got to learn other parts of the game better to be able to compete with Albin. Because you know, nobody's going to run out every rack, and Stubb is good at running out, but
he hasn't worked on the finer points that he needs to be competitive with.
I think he's working on them. I mean, he's playing safe.
Well, it's a bit late. It's a bit late in the day, though, Steve. I've been telling him for 20 years.
Well, but you know, I mean, you can always get better. You can always change, and he seems to be trying to. And you know, I think he is going to get better. You know, it's going to take some time. If you really want to get better fast, you know, you need to do things like get on the offline version and start practicing safeties and stuff. Do more focused practice. I mean, you can get better just by playing, but you can get better faster if you do some focused practice on certain aspects, like kicking balls, playing caroms and combos and billiards, playing safe. There's all these things that you can work on, and the offline version makes it really easy to do that.
Well, here's the thing that's frustrating Stubb. Albinarius broke 2 ball in the break, shot in the 1.
Albin's broke pretty well this you know, he's had a number of times where he's making balls.
Yeah, his stats all look reasonably good, I would think.
No, I think this is going to be one of his better break performances from what I remember.
And we haven't been counting racks ran, but I think Albies will be reasonably impressive at the end of the night as well.
Yeah, I mean, Albin's played good. There's no doubt about it. He's played a good match.
Oh, now hang on a minute. But that was commentator's curse there, Steve. That was your fault.
He tried to hit that with inside. You know, I like drawing straight across and off the other side rail. You could also have played 2 rails in the corner, although that was a little tricky. I would have just drawn that straight across and been more aggressive with it.
Isn't that amazing how a table that looks so simple can end up looking like this?
Well, you know,
in the space of one shot.
He was a little funny on the 3 ball, and you know, that's a separation point in players, is how you deal with being funny. And most of the time Albin does that well. That time he didn't. Is he going to try to jump this? Now this is a pretty hard jump shot. Oh, is he saying it? What's he doing?
No, he's jumping it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was asking a lot on that one. Although Sam might have been able to do it.
Here's the gift opportunity that Stubb wanted.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to practice like that, Slim. I mean, I can understand it.
Hang on a minute. Look at this.
Well, look at this.
Unbelievable.
That's a ball in hand. That's a freaking ball in hand.
I mean, look at where you can go. The bottom of the table, even if you're the bottom rail, you've still got a good angle on the 5.
Yeah, that's
that is just
shot.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, I'm glad he's muted.
Yeah, there's going to be... the BS is getting worn out again.
Well, you know about this thing, Steve, about admitting when you're doing things wrong. Well, I mean, Stubb would just think that's... that he would just blame you for that, Steve. The way you've got the table set up. He wouldn't accept the fact that he let, you know, acreage of space to get onto that 5 and get well out of the way of the 6. I mean, that's just a really poor shot. And if Albinario can bank this 5 like that, it's never ever going to miss. Stubbs let one go here. He's been given the chance and he's blown it. And this will hurt even more. This is painful to watch if you're Stubb, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful here. You can scratch off that 9 ball. I would just bump it, not hit it too hard.
Just a little bump and leave it there where it is like that, because you've nothing to do to get on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is I'm always, maybe it's engineering me, but I always look at like what can go wrong on this shot. Another side pocket was in play, so you just don't hit it that way.
Now, does he go forward and come down? No, he's coming back.
Do either. He's going to go back. And this is kind of a player choice thing. The only bad thing about back is, well, he got it going straight. He could drop back in the corner pocket, but he straightened out the angle. And the route is on. I thought that there was a possibility of a route. And if it was going to be Albin. I didn't think it would be this bad. I thought it might be, 12-9, 12-10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This could be like 12-6, 12, or it could be 17-6, 17-7.
Well, Stubb had abandoned his break. He's now not jacking up quite as high. This time he's got a ball. Now this is not an easy shot. I mean, obviously there's the 1-9 combo on. He's looking around for other options here. He might be trying to duck behind the 3-10.
I think that's a very good option. It's a little bit tricky. You have to spin it over.
I think he's looking at something crazy here. I think he's looking at he hasn't called the 9. He's looking for the big cut.
He's looking like he's going to cut the 1 ball in, which is insane. I think he's maybe at the frustration point. This is just put it on the 10 ball. It's pretty natural. You got to spin it a little to get it over.
He's going the other way. Where did he call? He must have called that one into this corner pocket.
He called the bank. He called the bank. Yeah, and this is a mistake. This is the wrong shot. I mean, that's a pretty easy safety. You got to spin it over, but you got the 10 and the 3 there.
That's where I'd be heading. Well, he's played the bank well.
I played it well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aggressive. If you can execute it, more power to you. I mean, but I'm saying it's the wrong shot because the safety was easier.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Yeah.
And the thing against, I'll tell you, the thing against you're playing somebody that's playing well and stuff like that, one of the ways you slow them down is you start locking them up, you start making them kick. And I don't care who you are, even if you're a great player, you slow them down like that. Don't let them be at the same rhythm at the table. And, you've got a lot better chance of winning.
That's another poor shot with Stubb. I don't believe he played to leave the bank before, not in a million years. But Stubb, his best form of defence, well, that's a miscall. I don't think he called it in the other pocket. But he's always used the best form of defence as attack, and look what's happened to him. Albinario could have been nailed there, and Stubb could have had a much easier opportunity to get out.
It's about the ebb and flow in a game, and you got, as a player, you have to understand that. There's a reason why sometimes these really good players you see in real life play slow. Sometimes they're just trying to do that to change the pace of the game for their opponent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always that they just want to play slow. Some people say, well, that's not right, or, that's gamesmanship or whatever. But, that's the reality of it is that some guy may get up and safe you 6 times in a row just trying to take you out of your game. That's part of it. You gotta expect that can happen, and you've got to just roll with it. You can't, let it bother you.
Well, I mean, how long Stubb been stuck in 6? Far too long, but as far as I can remember, it's now
I'm going to tell you guys
14-6.
a little trick. This is really good little trick. Real life trick, not for VP. But I know some of you guys play pool in real life. So one thing, you know, when you're struggling, your opponent's playing good, that you can do to kind of slow the match down. And sometimes slowing it down is good for you. And sometimes it's bad for your opponent. But what you do is, after you make the ball and you got to walk around the table, which you don't have to do on VP, but you do in real life, what you do is you start walking the long way around the table instead of the short way. So if it's like 1/4 of a table one way, you go the 3/4 way. And what ends up happening is it doesn't look like you're trying to slow down, but you do. But you're not slowing your play down. You're slowing down because you're walking a long way around the table. And I know that sounds stupid, but it can be pretty effective.
It becomes more obvious when you start doing laps in the table, though. You've got to.
If you start playing round around the table, that might, you know, it's like getting into the traffic circle and going around it 3 times.
Well, Stubb looks as if might be tempted fate here, but he looks as if he's going to get a bonus rack from Albinario's break. Well, how tight is the 10 ball is the question. 10 ball is comfortable.
Yeah, it's not bad. So it looks like Stubb's going to get to 7. But, you know, there's nothing like losing to motivate you. Like, you know, Stubb wants to win one of these things. And, you know, the best motivation to work on your game is losing. Whoever said that, you know, success breeds success, or, you know, everything positive is, you know, what makes your life wonderful, I'm going to say the exact opposite. The way you get good is by losing, and that failure is what motivates you to practice and get better. You guys ever hear of the fat happy cat?
No.
Well, the fat cat's lazy. It's got everything it wants to eat, so it just sits around. It doesn't have to work for anything. And what happens is, you know, with players, a lot of times they get fat and happy. You know, they're beating everybody in their pool room. They think they're good, and they get fat and happy, and they don't work on it. And then when they go to another pool room that's full of guys that can really play, then they find out, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. But at their pool room, they were never motivated to get any better because they were already beating everybody. Yeah. So it's human nature is that, you know, is to be a fat cat, is to get lazy when you're just winning all the time.
There was a shot of desperation there from Stubb.
Yeah, well, guess what? Stubb is no longer a fat cat after this match. He's going to have a lot of motivation to practice. Because I don't think Stubb has played poorly. I just think he's been severely outplayed here. Yeah,
and that was a clever little feather onto that 2 ball to put Stubb in trouble.
That's an important safety, that little feather shot like that. It's understanding the line the cue ball is going to run on the speed. That's actually a pretty common safe to feather a ball like that.
And Albinario gets his reward. But let's have a look at this slight mess here. Well, the mess is that the 4 ball doesn't go. I don't care how much you try and convince me, that 4 ball doesn't go.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a carom on the 9 ball he can play.
Now,
but he needs to stay more towards the long rail. He needs to have some angle back on it to be able to play that.
Is he going to try and bump this right now and still hold for the 3, which is risky?
Or he could play safe, you know, and try to 3 foul him. That's another option. Because he's got that whole stack back there to go behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to bump him.
That hasn't really I mean, it's probably more of a combo now than anything.
Yeah, it's a combo now. He was trying to nick the 4-ball. That was a little bit of a risky move. You know, I'm not sure I would have tried that, but I'm not saying it was the wrong thing to do. I mean, getting on the carom wasn't easy either. But, you know, he's got a reasonable shot here. He needs to get the 4-ball past the 6 or get a combo on the 6. I would hit this hard enough to get the 4-ball past the 6. And then you got to decide whether they're running the cue ball in the 10 or not. Oh, he was able to hit it and get it to stop. Wow. I didn't think he could do that, but he was able to stop it short of the 6.
Now this, he's playing the billiard.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably wise because you got to put a lot of English to hold the ball.
I think he's got to dink this in because he wants to be able to play this 4-ball long, doesn't he? Yeah,
he's going to shoot it up table, but I think dink would have been better. I thought he hit that a little hard, and hence the cue ball stuck on the rail.
Yeah, he's having to jack up just to kill the cue ball.
You know, that's a lot easier in VP than real life. That shot, real life, is, you know, it's not. It's just an added complication. You know, in VP, jacking up isn't hard. In real life, you know, even if you're a good player, it decreases the chance. You know, you'll still probably hit in the pocket, but you could rattle it.
Well, the way it's looking now, Albinario is going to be 2 away. Stubb has to resign himself that he's going to be heading over to play either Barker's or Spectre Dawn. And he can't go over to that one-loss side thinking that's a foregone conclusion, regardless of who he plays.
And I'm thinking that's going to be a good match, Barker's and Spectre Dawn. I was down on Barker's a little bit early on. I saw him playing. He didn't play that good, but he seems to be cruising along now. So I'm expecting that one to be a good one.
So Albinario's break, 2-ball goes in, and the 1-ball's dropping nicely, or the cue ball's dropping nicely onto the 1.
Albin must have been practicing his break. Either that or just things are going really well because he's making a lot of balls.
Now he's got to get lucky here, I think, not to hook himself. I don't know, can he get to this rail and stun across? Yes, he can.
Yeah, that's not that hard a shot. It's just in VP, I don't see many guys shoot that, you know, that kind of draw and kind of loop it out.
See, the only worry I had there is that he was going to come long, but the angle he had obviously was good enough just to get there. But if he was going to come down table, he could end up interfering with the 4-ball, but that was never in doubt the way he played that. How does he deal with the 5, though?
Well, he's probably going to have to play a combination. I mean, the good thing about the combination is the 5-ball will go lay on the end rail, so it's easy to get position. He just wants to get on this good. Keep running. Go, cue ball. Go. It's probably good enough. He can just roll this, and he'll have a shot on the 5. You know, with this shot, you just got to make it. I think he'll hit the cue ball with a little bit of left English and roll it. You know, just to hold the cue up a little. The 5-ball is going to roll over and just lay on the end rail. And let's see if he hits this with left. Oh, he's drawing this. Why is he drawing this? I don't get this. You just roll this ball. And see that? He shot it the wrong way. All I need to do is roll that ball with little English. Every once in a while, I see Albin do something that's wrong. That was clearly wrong. I mean, it was the wrong way to execute that shot.
Now, he can certainly get the line to hit the 5. He looks as if he's going 3-4 rails here. No, he isn't. That's a great shot.
He just held it up. That was a really strong kick shot.
That last shot.
Well, he didn't come out of it good, but that was a really strong shot.
He must have had right English on that.
He did.
To straighten out.
He had right English, plus he hit it with some speed. I mean, if you wanted to say something was unlucky, that was. I mean, although the 10 ball was pretty big there.
Oh, look at the cue ball. Oh, I thought it was going to kill behind the 10, but the 7's going to go tight.
Yep, that's no easy shot even on VP.
Yeah, Stubb's still going for
shoot it.
Yeah, he's still going for this. It's comfortably off the rail. Now he's just got to hope he doesn't hook himself.
Where's the cue ball going?
It needs to miss the 9 for a start.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, I think he can. Well, he's got a 2-rail bank shot, or he could shoot it up table.
Yeah, just going to cut this.
Shoot the 1-railer. Yeah. If you can cut that 7, this should be an easy shot. And it is.
Now he needs the right kiss in the 9.
Now it looks like Stubbs getting to 8. Well, that 15-10 and 15-11 predictions, those are still alive.
Well, it's in the end now, it's just about making the score a little bit more respectable. You know, the inevitable's going to happen, you would think. But Stubb is going to have the break, though.
Let's see. I'm going to take a quick look at this.
Oh, this is going to the rail way too soon. That's hung up. That is hung up. And again, that is the errors you can't do.
All right, so 9-ball, Friday night 9-ball update. Bedhead is playing Chimpy for the hot seat. Chimpy's getting a 7-ball, and the score is 6-5 Bedhead. Yeah. And LS3 has beaten Spectre Don 4-0, getting a 7-ball. And LS3 is in the final of the losers bracket. So
no,
that's a pretty impressive 4-0 against Spectre Don.
I'm glad that you mentioned Friday night 9-ball, Steve, because that just reminded me. I hope you've got your pen and notebook there, because you've got 2 things to do.
I know you want me to change the time.
Yeah, we need Friday night 9-ball changed, and we also need the league changed.
Let's see. So it needs to. It needs to move back an hour. Is that it?
If our clocks go back, I think Sunday night or 2 a.m. in the morning, Sunday, something like that. So we go back an hour.
Which would go back an hour.
So let me work it out. If our clocks go back in it, now let me think. If the clocks go back an hour and the tournament's starting at 7 o'clock my time, it means it would start at 6, so I think it needs to go forward.
Oh, does it need to go forward an hour?
I think it does. There's somebody else there from the UK will remind me, because I'm too tired to think. What's Popman saying, please, for? Popman, if you're still there, what happens? Friday night 9-ball starting at 7 p.m. right now, so if the clocks go back, yeah, that's right enough. If the clocks go back, it means it's now going to start at 6 p.m. That's far too early. So it needs to go forward an hour, as does the league. Yeah, I think that's right. I've convinced myself that's right.
It's going to be a 5-hour time difference instead of a 4-hour, right? No, it's going to.
No, you're all. If your clocks have gone back, then you're always 5 hours behind us. Your side of the USA.
Got to go the other way. Spotman wants Steve to unmute Stubb. That's funny.
Well, Albinario on the hill, but he's got himself buried behind the 10. So Stubb might get another consolation rack here. But, you know, it's... I
think it's actually the other way. It's got to fall back an hour.
Well, Albinario's risking the jump shot again. He's got more room to work with here, but can he get the execution right?
I think my clock's changed this weekend too.
Yeah, he has done. And now he's going to have to call the reverse bank, as I like to call it.
I think this is the last time my clock's ever going to change. I think we're going to daylight savings time forever.
I think somebody else said that, Steve. See, and I think they asked me I think they asked me if we were thinking of doing the same thing. I say the problem with that is in Scotland in winter time the kids are going to school in darkness. You know what?
Oh, they will here. We don't give a shit about the little kids. They'll be going to the school in the dark here too.
Because we did try that once, and I remember going. This was it was like 1969 or 1970, and I remember going to school. It was pitch black, and that was back in the day that the schoolyards didn't have any lights in it. That was the other problem.
You're far enough north that it gets. You're far enough north the winter time. It's dark a lot.
Oh yeah, we get dark at after 3 o'clock.
Even where I am, the thing is the main reason why this is going to happen is because it saves energy. Use less energy staying on daylight savings time, and in a world of
Yeah, the thing is that's never been in the discussion over here. It's only ever been tested once, but they dropped the idea, but it's not up for discussion at the moment.
I think at the latitude you guys are at, that's a tough move. You're so far north.
And then if you go to like Orkney and Shetland, which is the furthest north, they're getting dark at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Look at Slim. He respects Albie. He won't quit. No, he doesn't want to get the $2,000 $V fine. Yeah, that's why he won't quit.
That's what he respects.
Yeah.
Well, stop.
I think he was a little surprised when they popped him with the $1,000 one, and he's not going to take the $2,000 one. He'll wait.
I was going to say Stubb might have played his last shot, but that might not be the case yet here because this 2-ball is really awkward to get into. I think
he can get to the 2-ball. He needs to run into the 5. It's going to be a draw and kind of run it at the 5-ball softly at the 5.
Has he got a wee bit of spin on it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, he might be hooked.
Yeah, he's played it too well.
He needed to bump that 5-ball. Now this trick's a little kicky. The thing he's got going for it is he, you can play this off the rail pretty effectively, which I think the way you should play it. Just like that.
Giving it every chance to go in.
Nice shot there. That was not any kind of automatic kick there, putting that much English on it. And that was the side to side, that I was saying was a lot easier than the long rail kick with English. It's just easier to judge that one.
Yeah, Albinario is going for the finish here. And he might just be playing this pocket weight, this cut as well, just to keep the cue ball in play for the 4.
Yeah, I would think so. You may hit the 6-ball.
Yeah, that'll do if it doesn't hook him.
Yeah. A little chance there, and that's a sort of a calculated risk there because it's pretty hard to get the line perfect on that 6-ball where you're not going to hook yourself, so you're taking a little bit of a chance there.
Well, if Stubb doesn't work out that this is a bit difference in class, then I don't know what will. The gap and the margin is too great for to turn around and say Albinario got lucky. As he would be doing if he wasn't muted.
Now look at the chat. That's a pretty good simulation, except for one thing. You need to make it in caps because Stubb only does caps now, which is why he's getting muted on a regular basis.
Well, we'll look at the stats after this because that might make interesting reading as far as Albinario is concerned. Because I think he's certainly improved his break percentage, balls in the break percentage, I would think.
Watch out here. This needs to get down. Yep, he's okay.
Perfect.
Just thinking he could get far enough behind this or he might not have a shot, but he's fine.
Well, it's well done to Albinario.
Yeah, this is a thrashing here. So if Stubb was thinking he's a fat cat, he's not now. He just went on a diet.
Yeah. Albinario is through to the final by 17 racks to 8. And comprehensive victory, shall we say, to put it mildly. Now let's have a look.
Well, it looks like Chimpy lost because we got LS3 versus Chimpy. So Bedhead's waiting for somebody in the final.
Albinario. And
it's 1-1, and LS3 is getting the 8 ball.
Poland.
You're gonna look at the. I'll keep tabs on this.
Oh shit! Albinario's disappeared. What the hell happened here? Albinario. How did he manage to disappear?
It was a little bit anticlimactic, but things aren't done. Honestly, I'm not sure that Stubbs going to be able to get by whoever wins the match between Barkers and Spectre Dawn. Although those are it's certainly easier playing one of those guys than Albin.
Steve, look at Albi's shot percentage. 90.48%. 189 shots shot and 171 shots made.
Yeah, and that's including playing safe too.
Yeah, and also balls per turn 4.62. Stubbs is 2.5.
Yeah, I mean that's Albin played well. I mean there's no doubt about it.
Albin's,
5 racks run.
Yeah, 5. Stubb at 2. Again, 100% for each on the money balls. Now, what's the other one we want to look at? Yeah, that was that is that one, isn't it? Break stats.
Break stats.
Other
tab. There you go.
Runouts from the break 4. And 69. That's Albi's best percentage of the whole tournament, I think.
Well, that's a really good percentage.
I think he's well ahead.
That's probably one of the better ones for the tournament. That's I knew Albin was breaking well. I didn't realize it was that good.
Albinario's at 0.84, so that certainly helped his average balls made stats slightly. Let's just clear that.
Yeah. I mean, even in real life on 10 ball, that would be a pretty darn good break line.
All right, let's have a look. 10 ball stats. Racks run for a start. So Albinario, and of course now it's only Stubb, Barkers and Spectre Dawn and Albi that can affect these stats. But at the moment Albinario's got himself in the lead. 22 racks run. His racks high run is 2. In actual fact, Stubb looks as if he's got top shot with 3. Spectre Dawn's on 21. And Albinario is still 100% on money balls. And
that's pretty impressive.
Thinking that he's the only one. Where's Barker? 76 and 70. Stubb is 88 and 87. So Stubb's missed 1. But Albinario's still top dog as far as that goes. Break stats. Stubb has the most breaks. Let's look at average balls made. I thought Bill was quite well up there, but look at how far Bill dropped with his last match. Bill dropped has dropped like a stone there. He was top dog until that.
And Albin was way down, so I don't know where he is, but he was way down before this was by far his best performance break.
Well, Albinario's improved his to 0.59.
Yeah.
But look at Stubb. Right. Stubb's way down there in 0.54. So there goes. Look at the big difference in some of these. Cheeky Chico's still in the lead there. But obviously, all of these guys are all out of the tournament, so they're never going to change. In fact, they'll stay at the top because I don't think anybody can improve that much to catch them.
You can't look at break percentage because this tournament started after it was actually fixed correctly. But if you look at nine ball tonight, the break percentage will be accurate. Right. I fixed all the problems with it.
Yeah, the rack's high run. Stubbs in the lead with that one. So anyway, let's go back to the tournament bracket. Well, not the bracket. We'll go here and we'll get confirmation that the other match that Stubb is waiting on the result of takes place on Sunday night at 7 p.m.
That's going to be a good one.
And that is the match between Spectre Dawn and Barkers. Incidentally, 2 UK players, I'll say that again, 2 UK players still in the business end of the tournament, but one is going to go, and that will be Sunday night. I'll be there for that one.
Yeah, I should be there for that one.
We'll have a look at Friday night 9-ball.
Well, right now, LS3's up 3-1 against Chimpy, and LS3's at the table, so this could be over right now. Yeah, got a little funny on this 5-ball, but I think she's okay. Gonna have to be a spinner here.
So that is that the one lost side final? Yes, it is. Let's just jump in there.
Well, let's see what she does here. This is a little tricky. Okay, well played.
Oh, LS3's going to be home and dry here. Just a little dink in the 6.
Yeah, this can be missed. When you dink it like this, you hit a little heavy into the rail, and a 6-ball didn't get to the pocket.
Well played, Albie.
Well done.
Very good.
Good job, Albie. Good playing there.
Your best breaking performance of the whole tournament, I think. Now, where's Stubb? Is Stubb in the stream? Unlucky, Stubb. You've still got another bite at it. But now you know, well, he already knew how well he's going to have to play to get through this. So LS3 takes another scalp. Chimpy has gone, 4 racks to 1. And so we have, surprisingly, and I say surprisingly, we have a Friday night 9-ball final where Spectre Dawn is nowhere to be seen. It's going to be Bedhead and LS3. Now,
LS3 must be playing well. She beat him 4-0.
Yeah, but am I right in saying that in that first match that we were watching, yeah, that was the match where this is a revenge match for LS3 because Bedhead sent LS3 to the one loss side right in the first round by 7 racks to 5. So she'll still be getting a 5-ball against Bedhead in this final in a race to 9. So we'll watch that and then I'll head to bed. Yeah, it did work for you tonight, Albie, but I think you did most of the other things pretty well, far too well for Stubb in the end.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot you did wrong. A few shots, but it was a really well played match.
Yeah, they're probably lagging off. Oh no, we're already underway. Yeah, so LS3, player 2, is getting the 5-ball. But I don't think she'll be getting a 5-ball in this rack. If Bedhead can get out and onto this 3.
Yeah, now this is a pretty big spot here, but you know, Bedhead's already beat her once like this, and he beat Chimpy with the same kind of spot. He was also gave Chimpy the 5, or no, he only gave Chimpy the 7-ball. But I think this is probably going to be a close match because it looks like LS3's playing well.
Well, I think getting yourself into that one loss side right from the kickoff certainly focuses the mind, which I don't think's a bad thing for LS3 for that to happen.
Well, you get to play a lot of matches, and usually, you know, you get a match or two that's a little softer, get a chance to get rolling. Yeah, Bedhead's one of those players that he doesn't always play his best, but when he is playing his best, he's pretty tough to beat. And that's perfect. He can just slide out a little bit for the 7-ball. It could be a good night for Sweden.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, it could be a double header. Albinario through to the final, and Bedhead in the Friday night 9-ball final. But LS3 might have something to say about it.
Well, if Bedhead plays well, I think he can cover the spot. But you know, he's got to keep LS3 off the table because her playing well and getting a 5-ball.
Well, here's the exact scenario. This is a Well, I think the only problem is, let's see what angle's like on the one ball here. Well, it's dead straight here.
Yeah, this is tricky here. You can cheat the pocket and possibly get around the corner here, though.
Yeah.
I think the pocket, cheat the one ball to the left, and I think you can get around the corner.
Yeah, just try and push it around the corner. That looks like what she's trying to do here. Yeah, just trying to get out and miss the two, or get a good brush in the two. That wasn't great.
No. The question is, you're going to shoot it or play safe. I'd probably play safe in this situation just because it's pretty tough shooting it and getting on the 3 ball.
Albinario, you're annoyingly good. That's what I'm going to say. That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Wow, that was really good. Yeah, that was really well done.
Well,
you know, she just beat Spectre Dawn 4-1 and Chimpy, or 4-0 and Chimpy 4-1, and she was getting a 7 from Spectre Dawn and an 8 from Chimpy, and neither one of those are big spots, so you know she's got to be playing well.
Well, this is going to be all square in a second or two.
Yeah, and it's got to make Bedhead nervous to be giving up this spot and going against somebody who's playing really well. But, you know, this is what you have to do to win when you have a spot. Is you've got to play well. You know, this, unless you're getting something that's ridiculously unfair, you still have to show up and play a good match to win.
Now, there's something needs to get settled pretty quickly here, Steve. Because we're now right down to the business end of this 10-ball World Championships. And these guys want to know what the next one's going to be. Well, it looks like it's either Cowboy on the 10-foot or 9-ball. I mean, I'm thinking we should do the Cowboy one just because so we don't do back-to-back rotation type tournaments. Well, but there's that, and then there's the democratic process. I mean, what'd the voting end up? Well, the voting has still got 9-ball in the lead by about 9 or 10 points. It still could be changed if these guys would vote. But that's the way it looks at the moment. Snooker's actually improved slightly the last time I checked. Yeah, I mean, we haven't done snooker in a while either. So 9-ball we haven't done for well over a year and a half. Has it been that long for 9-ball? Yeah. 2021. We're now into November almost. 2022. I wonder what would happen if we did something where we did something like Cowboy or snooker and then started 9-ball, like, you know, 3 or 4 weeks after it, so they'd be running at the same time, you know, give one a head start and kick off the other, because that we've never done that before. We've overlapped them, but never quite that much. Boy, that was not a good shot by Bedhead. Nope. And, you know, again, what do you guys think about that? Trying to overlap them a little more? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, the next tournament sign-up should have been opened a fortnight ago. That's the way I see it. They should have read it well. We were trying to decide what they were. I was waiting for your poll. Big mistake there from LSC. That was a gift and a half, and she's blowed that and got away with it. Slim says 2 at the same time, and we certainly can do it. I mean, you know, the biggest issue is going to be for you, Hugh, and streaming it. I mean, what kind of feel do you think we're going to get for a Cowboy or snooker? Well, you'll probably get more in snooker than you will in Cowboy. I'll say that. I mean, there's a lot of these guys here well scared of Cowboy in the 10-footer. I'd be more inclined to do Cowboy than, you know, if we're going to try to run another one at the same time, just to see how it goes. And then run snooker, you know, after the start of the year, we can run snooker. I mean, the other thing you've got to bear in mind also, and this is something the other guys might not have even thought about, and it's how it affects the interest in these tournaments at this time of year, because within the space of a couple of weeks, and of course, it might not play as big a part across the Atlantic, but it will do over this side of the ocean. We've got the World Cup in winter in Qatar, and it starts in about, 10 days or fortnight, 3 weeks away or something. So you'll get the World Cup football on for a month, and there'll be a lot of guys interested in that, and that might impact the overall interest in arranging match. I mean, at the end of the day,
you're telling me then we shouldn't run 9-ball.
Well,
now.
I'm not so sure. You have to go by the sort of the awkward time of year well, put it this way. Like I said, sign up should have been done a few weeks ago. The problem now is you're getting closer to Christmas time as well, and a lot of different things can affect interest. As far as me streaming anything, that's down to the guys. That's nothing to do with me. It's up to them if they're arranging. And again, this is another reason for me thanking the guys during this tournament who've arranged matches at times that have suited me.
I'm just saying that if we're running 2 tournaments at the same time, there could be more conflicts as far as what you're going to stream.
Well, there will be. But having said that, if Cowboy was one of them, it's not going to be quite as big because there won't be as much of a field in that. Although I would encourage a lot of the guys. I mean, Albinario, I think there's no reason he wouldn't enter it because he would fancy it. There might be a few others that might sort of turn their nose up and say they're not interested, but it's like blackball. I mean, you can learn as you go and adapt.
Well, I think what we should do is run Cowboy now and start sign-ups pretty early in the Cowboy tournament and get that rolling.
Well, I know.
Even put 9-ball up right now, and while we're running Cowboy, we'll have an extended sign-up maybe.
Well, I would sign up for the Cowboy because that's all I play, and I only play that twice a week if I'm lucky.
Well, I think it would be a good tournament, and I mean, it's an interesting game, and you got to learn to play some billiards to be good at it.
Well, I've already decided the match goals in Cowboy, and again, people will turn before anybody panics. People will turn around and say, "Aye, but a Cowboy game can last an hour." No, it doesn't have to last an hour.
Well, that's one thing I got to make sure. I got to make sure we can play like a race to 3 or something, because
Cowboy.
At one point we could, and I'm not sure we can anymore.
Why would that be? What have you done to break that?
Well, I think I made it a points game, which was like, you could only play one game. I'll have to look.
Oh, no. We've already had a Cowboy World Championship. Unless you've messed with something.
Okay, so I must have fixed it then.
Yeah, unless because we did have match goals, but I think that the match goals in Cowboy should be a race to 4 on the winner's side, and a race to 3 on the one-loss side, and a race to 5 in the final. Because the guys that are going to do well in Cowboy, believe me, a Cowboy rack can last, 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. When you've got a pair of, shall we say, less skilled players at it, yes, they could be there for like 3.5 hours trying to get to 4. But they're not going to win the tournament long, put it that way.
If we're doing a race to 4 in the winners, then the final should be 6, not 5.
Well, whatever. But if it was a final to 6, even that wouldn't be overly long. But that depends on how many good players play in it.
All right, I'll set up Cowboy now and get the sign-ups going, and then we can, maybe start. I don't know. We could do a 2 or 3 week sign-up period or whatever you guys want to do, and then we'll get 9-ball going early too. Because I think in Cowboy, hopefully we get at least 16, but I doubt we'll get 32.
Again, I saw Larry playing Cowboy the other day. I saw Sylvia playing Cowboy the other day. So these people who are hiding in the corners, maybe thinking, "Oh, I'm not interested in Cowboy." I think there's a lot of people may well be willing to give it a go.
Oh no, I think Cowboy's a good game. that's the thing is if it was up to me, we play in one pocket too, but
Yeah.
you got to get enough players. Let's see here. So, I'm going to do this right now. Make sure that we do this right.
Well, I know that 2 or 3 guys will be quite happy that it's Cowboy. I know that. Tam will be well interested. VP Monster might play in it. He's come back out of the woodwork.
Well, I hope we can get some players for it because, you know, I mean, it's like...
Albinario should be playing in it.
Yeah. You guys are probably all hoping Albinario doesn't play in it. But yeah, I mean, I think Albin's going to be good at anything. So let's see. 2022 Cowboy.
Uh, 45-second shot clock, 30-second extension. That's all you need.
Well, I'm going to go look up the old one.
Because you don't need to have multiple extensions in Cowboy. If anybody knows what they're doing, they'll see the shot. It shouldn't take you that long to play a shot in Cowboy. You've only got bloody 4 balls on the table.
Let's see, World Championships number 5. Search. Elements ID 5.
Baker Maker will play in it because he gubbed me in the last one in the 9-footer.
Let's see, World Championship. Okay, the last time we did one of these was in 2019.
Yeah, there you go. 3 years ago. So Bedhead with a 3 racks to 1 lead. LS3, I presume she's trying to. What's she trying to do here? Play the bank. Nice.
Okay, so the last time we got a full field of 32.
Yeah, but that was because it was the 9-footer. A lot of the little kids liked the idea of the 9-footer. That's why they entered. But the one that sorts the men out from the boys is on the 10-footer.
Let's see. So the last one was.
Oh, I've got. Speak of the devil, there's Rotor Monkey. It doesn't take you any longer than 45 seconds to think of a shot, though. Plus, you've got an extension. Bedhead says in the chat, no need to start making the banks just because Steve is watching.
Well, actually, I'm not watching right now. I'm setting up this world champion.
You'll get more than you think for 1 pocket. Okay then, so right, that's Slim, Bedhead, Wizard Cheat. Right, who else? Yeah, I don't think we can do that, Tommy. I think I remember asking Steve, or either that or was too scared to try it. We can't do... can we do a doubles world championship, Steve? In anything?
We can, yeah.
Well, it's about time we bloody well did. That's a great idea, Tommy. That's next on the list. Mark that down in the sheet.
So we're going to do a field of 32. Minimum size 16. We got to get to 16, which I don't think will be a problem. So when should we start this?
That's the question.
I'm thinking like November 19th or number 18th, which is a Friday.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I mean, I think we got to go at least that long.
That's like 3. Well, that's almost 3 weeks, isn't it? Give or take a day. Yeah. There might be a rush to get in early.
Seedings.
Here Pig will play in it as well.
4.
Yeah, match scheduling. But the thing is Hairpig, my argument with that is you need a reliable partner that you can trust. That's the first thing you need. And obviously somebody that's flexible regardless of time zone. But we've never done a doubles championship, and I think there'll be a lot of players up for that.
That would be fun. Let's see. Will you be my partner if we play in it?
Oh, no. You want somebody reliable, Steve.
Hey.
And I'm talking about me, not you.
You should be talking about me. Let's see here.
Well, this will be a fancy 4-9 combo if LS3's lining this up. I mean, you've just got to get the line of the 4 ball and the 9 ball has to go in, but I mean, this would be nailed beautifully if she picked this out. Yeah, that was really, really tough. But she got away with this again. No, she hasn't.
I have to put something in temporarily for the logo. Because I don't have a cowboy logo.
Yeah, what about the one? There's a cowboy logo.
I said I don't have one in my system.
Yes, you do.
No.
For every cowboy, well, not a world championship one, but I mean, there's a cowboy symbol for a cowboy logo for the tournament.
I got some good looking cowgirls.
Yeah, that'll do. Steve will sign up if you do that.
I know. He'd be there in a flash, wouldn't he? So let's see. Where do you guys want to play this? We're currently playing the World Championship. Where are we playing the 10 ball? Is that Monte Carlo?
I haven't a clue. Is it Monte Carlo? I think it might be.
Yeah, it is. Should we play the beach house?
Yeah, anything but the place. You know where. You know where we don't want to play. Well, at least I don't want to play. Well, not there either, Slim. I hate that because you'll get contraptions and everything getting in your face. Anywhere where nothing impedes your shot view.
So we're doing alternate balls and billiards.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, here we go again. Here, LS3 going to attempt another long distance combo. Well, that's much better. Nailed it all the time. How is she going to deal with this? This 8 and 9? Is she going to? Let's have a look and see what the angle is like. Oh, she's going to have a bump and try and get really lucky. But the problem with getting lucky is the 4 ball flop with the 5. She tries to bump this 8 and 9. She's going to not any great shot in the 4.
Okay, let's see. First go needs to be by lag.
Here we go for another one. This is about 4 combos in the space of 2 racks. So she hasn't been successful with all of them, but nailed the other ones that we've seen. Perfect.
I need to come up with a logo. That's the biggest problem right now.
So here's the breakout. No, wait a minute. She doesn't need the breakout. Why did nobody remind me that LS3's got the 5 ball? I keep forgetting.
Let's see.
So LS3 goes into the lead. 4 racks to 3.
I need a logo.
Well, the thing about that, Rob, are you talking about a Scottish doubles championship? Is that what you're talking about? Random pick is the only fair way. Well, I've got an answer to that problem, and I could do a live stream on it. for a draw, because I would just need to get a hold of what's his name, Poliment, because he made a program for me to do a draw for doubles, where you can just stick everybody's name that's in the tournament in it, and then just hit a button and it will draw partners, or it will draw teams.
Well, you guys wanted to have a drawing party, I thought, one night. We could stream a drawing party.
Yeah.
Would that be kind of cool?
Well, as I say, that I mean, I think Rob's talking about having if we had a 9-ball World Championship Scottish doubles, you're going to have, you're going to have Cobra and semi-pro as a team, things like that. But well, then people are going to get pissed off at that idea, and then people will say, well, if you're going to do that, we're not going to sign up. I don't know. I mean, it's 6.5 a dozen, isn't it? They're going to be put off by this idea or that idea, or think this isn't fair, that isn't fair, but I don't know. I'll leave that up to the majority to argue that one out.
Well, I might have to have Redback make me a logo.
Yeah, I mean, for goodness sake, Steve, tell him to stop. I mean, I appreciate him making logos, but tell him to stop making crappy low-res stuff.
Well, I mean, the logo can only be so high res on the display page because it's pretty small.
Yeah, well, I'm sure at one time when I ranted about that, he sent me something that was much better. Well, a nice little jump, but of course no idea where the cue ball was ending up. Well, this Friday night 9-ball has raced through tonight. It's only we're well into the final. It's only 10:15. These have gotten to like 4 hours and over. Yeah, but you see, the question I would ask then is do you have a World Championship Scottish doubles where, first of all, the first rule of the tournament is that it has to be a random draw for the partner, and secondly, then overall the tournament is a handicapped event? Yeah,
well, there's all kinds of ways it could be done.
Yeah.
The question is, what's going to work the best? And I don't know the answer to that.
I'm pretty certain there's plenty of sites online where you can do a random draw. In fact, what do you call it? That challenge website, I've got an account there. I've done dummy tournaments on there, and I'm sure you can put a list in and then just do a draw. But I know Poliment may well still have that program that he made for me, and I've lost it because I cleaned out my hard drive and had to reinstall Windows and everything, so I lost all of that stuff.
Alright, so let's see here. I'm getting close. I'm going to have you guys review it right now. Why is that not showing?
Because you haven't got it on created yet, have you? Or whatever it is.
No, it's
wiped its feet, and Bedhead makes a mistake. A gift for LS3 to stretch the lead.
Why is it? This is irritating.
So the pressure is on Bedhead. LS3 to break. 6 racks to 3 in front. The break is dry. And Bedhead has a little billiard onto the 5, and he should stay the other side on the short side of the 1, just to dink it along the rail behind the 2. And he's the only problem is he hasn't hit it gentle enough. Way too heavy with that. And now he's going to, and this is, I mean, he could push it over and bring the cue ball away. See, there is a possible safety I can see here, but the problem with it is you have to get cover behind the 6 and 9 by pushing this 1 that direction. Yeah, like that. You have to get cover behind the 6 and 9, because if you don't, you're giving LS3 a free go here. Now her money ball has gone, so she's going to have to run the table, but she's got as good a position as she could ask for here with this setup. Good angle on the 2 to come down for the 3, everything wide open. This should be 7-3. Yeah. The one thing, I mean, there's one thing to rest assure yourself about 9-ball Scottish doubles as a tournament for a championship.
Okay. I'm pasting the link into the chat on Twitch.
Well, you guys can see that.
Clickable in the Twitch chat. I don't think the on-screen chat it's going to be clickable.
No, it won't work on that.
But on Twitch, you should be able to click on the link.
Yeah, and if you actually sent me a PM, Steve, I'd be able to see it as well. Hint, hint.
All right, here you go.
Right. Thank you. We'll just see LS3 going into a 4-rack lead here.
Looks like she is gonna take this down tonight. She's playing well.
Right, let's have a quick look at this. Oh, that's a cowboy.
I'll tell you what, you win like this, and your rating's going up too. The rating does get calculated for these handicap things. You got to win by a lot for it to really move, but it's looking like she may. Oh, it fell in. Boy, did you see that 7-ball sit there and hang in the pocket?
No, I was looking at the cowboy.
Oh boy, it sat there and it looked like it was going in, and it just dropped in.
Oh, I like the first line there, Steve. Cowboy in the 10-footer to separate the men from the boys.
Hey, just straight from the tactical genius himself.
Or the girls from the ladies. So we don't upset any ladies present. Yeah. Cowboy's a great game in the 10-footer, so it is. I used to be scared to death of it till I realised that when I get up early on a Wednesday and Thursday morning, that was all the guys would play it on. So I got into it and got started, and now I wouldn't go back to a 9-footer.
So I see something wrong with it right off the bat.
I don't.
That's because you're even worse than me at proofreading anything.
Let me read blah 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 blah. Beach house tournament break alternate. 3 foul on, jump cues on. You need to take that out, or do you leave it in?
Now we'll take the jump cues out. That's
call
a good
shot.
idea.
Call shot off. That's right. First goal lag. I don't see anything else wrong with it unless it's a typo.
Well, what was wrong with it was it wasn't a non-real-time event.
Ah, that's a problem. Aye. Yeah, that is a problem. So back to the drawing board.
But I didn't make it enough. Let's see. 192 plus 24 is 216.
Oh, no, it was the right settings, Rotor Monkey. It was alternate break and Carams, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, wait a minute. That's alternate break.
9 days, 4.5. What did I do? Did I?
Where the hell does it tell you that?
Still can't get it right. I can't add.
Yeah, alternate balls and billiards. Short sequence. That's it there. But anyway, that's all right, apart from the fact it's just not. Yeah, Steve hadn't done the NRT part of it.
I must be getting old.
So 4 and 5 are the big problem, apart from this 2-ball.
Okay, 10 days for the
Oh dear.
between rounds. Losers 5 days. Let's see. 32 player field. We may be able to get that. We did last time.
But this hasn't got the legs. That's the only thing that's wrong with that shot. It just needs another 1.5 foot running and it would have been in behind the 9.
Okay, I think I'm going to set it active. Update. All right, it's open for signups. That was quick.
So it'll have a new link though, won't it?
Oh, did I publish it? I don't think I published it. Dang it. I forgot to publish it to the news feed. I don't think it published. Nope. All right. Dang it.
You didn't do that with the 10-ball tournament either, Steve.
I know.
Yeah. It's a bit late in the day to tell you that now, but 2 players in already. That's a better shot. That's always the big target area to get to. Loads of room to jump over that 8-ball. It is the 8-ball. No, it's not. It's the 4-ball. Oh, this needs a nice bump. It's unlucky. But the 8-ball used as the stopper for the 2. LS3 signed up for the Cowboy World Championship. Well, I'll tell you, she's keen. She can do that actually playing in the tournament final. How many's in it now? LS3. Then I'll get myself in. That's 3 in it. There you go.
All right, and I've got it on I've got it on the news feed too. All right, so we're rolling already. It should be a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's a good game, and you know, it's going to help anybody's game to learn how to play a little bit of billiards. And
I've got to type something to Bedhead in this room.
oh,
Bedhead said he's not interested in playing in Cowboy. No, it's not going to be doubles.
Well, you know, learning to play billiards. I used to do this drill where you just put 3 balls out on the table on the pool table, and you know, you get a point if you can billiard, make a billiard with the 2 balls, and you get a extra point if you can get a snooker on the other ball. And you just sit there and play that and play that and play that. It's a simple little game, but boy, will you get a lot better at playing billiards. Plus, you're going to get better at where the cue ball's going. You know, it'll help you learn the lines the cue ball rolls on. Well, Bedhead's got his back to the wall right now, and he's looking like a loser if he does not do something wonderful. Thing is, in winter break, you've always got a chance, but I have been watching most of this because I've been setting up the tournament, but my LS3 must be playing well.
Yeah, she's played some nice stuff. Nice little combos. And on the hill,
it'll be interesting to see how much her rating ends up going up after this. What's she at now? 2132.
Oh, there's Larry signed up as well. And Sylvia straight in there. Larry and Sylvia are in.
Yeah.
Or George and Gracie, as I call them. they're all flooding in. Bedhead leaving the combo. He's done his best to get there. Just a wee bit short of what would have been ideal. But
yeah,
he's got to get it. Simple as that. If it doesn't go, he's probably, well, he might end up leaving the 7-ball safe.
It's put a little English on it. This makes it trickier.
Yeah, and he's got the cue ball back into play. That was well done.
Well, you know, he's breaking, so he's got a chance still. He needs to make balls and run out. A dry break could be the end of him.
Well, it's last chance saloon every visit now for Bedhead.
Well, he lost the cue ball, but I think he's could get away with it. Well, maybe not. She's got a shot here.
Yeah, right.
Could cut this one ball in.
This has
got a pretty easy safety, though. I'll tell you what, you could put this cue ball right on that 4-ball very easily.
But I think
this is a super easy safety. They don't get any easier than that.
LS3's going
play safe when you can go for it.
Going for the jugular, but this needs a nudge in the 3.
Oh, and she got it. Well, that was close to being no good. But that 2-ball's not in the pocket yet. It goes by the 9.
It goes easier by the 8 though, and you're heading in the right direction to still have a shot in the 3.
Yeah, you just got to watch the scratch going that
going
way.
the other way.
Now, the other way's safer. You don't have to deal with the scratch.
That was a great shot. That was well done.
Fired that in like it was a hanger. Gotta love it.
And right on the money in the 4, I think. A little chip, missed the 5. Yeah, game, set, and match to LS3.
Yep, well played, LS3.
By 9 racks to 5.
So we got to go look at the stats here.
For Friday night 9-ball. We'll just do that right now.
Yeah, we got to do that.
No, I'm not in the wrong thing now. Hang on.
You got to see how wonderful the break stats work now. And I'm interested to see what LS3's rating goes to.
Break stats. Average balls made. Now don't forget that that's I mean, Travelling TT only had 2 breaks, so his rating's going to show really high. So if we go to breaks and get that at the top, we can then have a better judgment of the balls in the break stat. LS3 0.6, Bedhead 0.7, Chimpy was 0.9. So there was nobody with one ball in the break.
Look at Larry. Larry was at 0.95, and look at his break percentage. His break percentage was 71. That's really good.
That is good. Yeah, he's way ahead of everybody else in that. So he is. What was the other thing we need to look at? Racks high run. Chimpy, Bankster, Bedhead 2. Racks run though, if you look at that, LS3 14, Bedhead 3. Now of course that's bearing in mind that LS3 only had to get to the 5-ball.
Yep, she's getting a 5-ball.
And 100% for Moneyball shot, as was Spectre, Don, Larry and Bankster, but again Larry only had I don't know how far Larry got in the tournament because he wasn't really paying attention. What else did we look at? Common stats.
Yeah, let's look at the common stats. Because I want to see what LS3's rating is at. How come it still says the same thing?
LS3's at 2132.
That's what she started as.
Now,
I wonder, we're not doing it with Moneyball handicaps. I thought we were. Maybe we're not changing ratings with Moneyball handicaps.
The thing is why is our tournament rating only 1,053? That's what I'm asking. That seems strangely
I don't think the
low.
tournament rating works right, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that looks weird.
We never use it.
So it does. Looks really weird. Shot percentage. Spectre Don, again, reflecting on his performance overall in 9-ball tournaments. Okay, he never went to the final this week, but if you look at his shot percentage, he's 86%.
Right, look at LS3, she's way up there.
83 for LS3, 82 for Larry, Bedhead and Chimpy, 80 odd. So they're all the players that went reasonably well in the tournament. And balls per turn, Spectre Dawn 3.2, way above everybody else. So you can see how well he does do, although he obviously came out unstuck tonight. His stats are still very impressive in certain areas. Right, now before we go to bed, we'll just have a confirmation of how many are in this Cowboy tournament already. And already we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 in the tournament. 6 rearing to go. So get yourselves in, guys. And I'm heading to bed. So
yeah, sign up early because the field's set to 32. So
once these guys
that's it.
Once the guys that play at early morning my time find out, I would think 1 or 2 of them will be in it as well. So they'll find that out when they come on later on or earlier tomorrow morning.
Well, maybe some of the billiard players will get in it.
Right. So we've got Saturday night 9-ball league tomorrow night. I'll be there for that. To stream that, and we also then have the match between Barkers and Spectre on Sunday night at 7 PM British summertime, which comes to an end Sunday night as well, and that will be 3 PM Eastern, 2 PM Central or Mountain Time, and noon Pacific. And that is it then. Thanks to Steve for joining us. Thanks to all for your company, guys, and get signed up for the Cowboy. You know it makes sense. And we'll bid you all good night. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again maybe tomorrow and Sunday. Thanks again.
All right, thanks, guys. Good night.
See you later.
Good night, ladies.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.